internet. You ever see the Blues Brothers?
We welcome you to Jim Rockwell Stadium. It's New Lexington High School. It's playoff football action here on South 60 Films. Game of the week here as we turn the calendar to November 1st on this Friday night. Chill in the air, fall night. New Lexington Panthers at 9-1 as the 5 straight taking on the Canton South. Coach Matt Dennison in the 4th year. Matchup will be full, but he does have some nice words here. If you look up on the screen, he's talking about how strong New Lexington is. They got to win the turnover battle. He wants to very quickly know
I have to put in as minimal effort as humanly try. You gotta lock in.
Plenty more to talk about leading into the opening kickoff just minutes away. We got Coach and Award coming up next.
I think the biggest thing is just sharpen up what we're doing. You know, we've done a good job all year of doing what we do and doing it good, but we just gotta sharpen up everything, get rid of penalties, just get everything right, really. I think right now that we've really started to run the ball pretty good, which is going to be huge in the playoffs, especially. I think we all just need to be better a little bit. I mean, we're right now we're sitting at where we're good, but we just need to take the next step and be great, really.
You know, a lot of people will look to next week's game over this one, but this game is most important to us right now. It allows us to get to 5-0 the small school division, allows us to have an outright small school division title. So that's our focus right now is handling our business right now and continue to clean up some things that we're not doing to the best of our ability and focusing on us. You know, but we're just going to take 1 week at a time and see where we get to, but just working on continuously getting better. I really do think we're doing a lot well. I thought the offensive line had a really good game last week. We had rushed over 300 yards. Cars had around 250. So I think the more we can get our run game going, the better it will be for our pass game, which I think teams will have to respect the run a little bit more. You know, I think we're doing a good job getting takeaways last 2 weeks. I think we've had 7 interceptions the last 2 weeks. Been a wild 2 weeks, but continue to get better. You know, we've got to be able to stop the run a little bit better. Quarterback's an athlete, man. He's a stud. He can run, he can throw, he can do a little bit of everything. This is obviously a really big game for them, and they're going to play with a lot of passion. Crooksville always is a very passionate, energy-driven team. So we've got to contain him, not allow him to be a running threat, and then get pressure to him to where he's not just standing on a spot and allowed to just deliver the ball. I think if we can get pressure to him and make him feel uncomfortable as a young quarterback, I think that will lend itself to us having success on the defensive side.
Every two-a-day practice, every Saturday morning film session, every game has led to this moment. Playoff football has arrived in Ohio. New Lexington has made the playoffs for a 3rd consecutive year.
The senior class now, this is their 3rd year in a row that they've been. So it's setting our program up for where we want to get to and where we want to be each year. And so that's now an expectation, not just a lofty goal.
I mean, it's always exciting. It's a postseason, it's a 3rd one in a row, and I'm excited, but I'm also just, you know, I'm anxious to make it a few rounds because I'm tired of going out in the 1st round.
But for the Panthers, they don't want to just make the playoffs. They want a playoff win, an accomplishment they have failed to do so far.
It's pretty exciting getting there because, you know, not every team gets there, but I think the biggest message this year is winning a couple games in the playoffs, you know, because the last 2 years we've got there, but we haven't done any damage, so we're trying to do some damage this year in the playoffs. That's just the most important thing. We just got to win some games in the playoffs.
I mean, it's just like I don't want this team to be known as the team that makes it to the playoffs every year but loses in the 1st round. So, I mean, I think it's kind of like the Sheridan game, how, you know, the script's been 13 years in a row we're losing, so like Sheridan's supposed to beat us, but in Sheridan we flipped the script, and we plan to flip the script on the playoffs too, and turn this team into a playoff team, not just a regular season team that can make the playoffs but not win.
It'd be huge. You know, I mean, you're 9-1, but everybody at this point is 0-0. You know, it's win or go home, and you know, certainly there's some teams that you look down the road and we can do this with this team and this with that team, but you know, if we don't get past the one right in front of us, it doesn't really matter. So just as we've done all year, we're going to look at it one game at a time, and you know, we're going to prepare for this team like it's our last team, because it could be. You know, but.
So you still have to press on the thing.
Hank up with Doug Clifford, playoff football action.
Yep. On your game. It'll take like 20 minutes.
On the up and up.
And our third receiver received a kick.
You know, 9-0 game of the century.
This team has won 5 straight. Their only defeat right here at home, September 20. You were in absentia. Ted filled in. And it was a 41-14 Tri-Valley Scotty win. The Scotties,
Wilson returns the kick. Kick by Brayton Carpenter.
Pulling that one.
And Weather
For
for
the Tornadoes
Panthers.
at home. The home game against half the century.
Moves the ball to the 30-yard line, first and 10 for New Lexington.
We start first and 10 at the 30-yard line. They came out wearing the black unis, the white bottoms. You know, I went all black. Thanks around the corner, but happy Halloween to you, all y'all. Today, it obviously happened.
Yes, it was. I was Halloweening in Louisville, Kentucky.
Jets went all black on Thursday Night Football. I'm going all black tonight. Panthers going black here, and they have motion and flags before the first snap. That'll cost the Panthers 5 yards. You know, I mentioned last week, 36-10 over Sheridan. 5 straight wins coming into this playoff game here tonight. Senior receiver Bentley Hansen had 7 catches, 175 yards, 3 touchdown catches in that win. Isaiah Stevens, who led all area passers in passing yards, had 5 touchdown passes in the domination over the Generals. So after the penalty, 1st and 15, you see 4 receivers bunched to the right. It's a pass behind the line of scrimmage and a halfback pass back over the quarterback, Stevens. And Stevens has got daylight and nearly a first down shy of the 40-yard line.
Oh, the old quarterback throwback.
Woo.
Come out, put the defense on their heels on first down.
So Stevens, as you see the instant replay here, as he had caught the pass there after he threw that halfback pass. And just short of the first down by about a yard. So 14 yards on the completion. And it will be 2nd down and 1 for New Lexington. 3 down linemen for the Canton South Wildcats in a battle of cats here tonight. Wildcats, Panthers, and more.
Legal procedure against the offense. There's the ball backside.
Another 5 yards.
2nd and 6.
Down 6, 10 minutes. Here at the Rock. Playoff action. The 3 seed is the Panthers. The favorite teams are the hosting tonight. Canton South, seeded 14th here in Region 15 in Division 4. Screen pass, caught. Over out in the flat, no gain. And swallowed up by about a
Checks down
handful of
Alan
Wildcats.
Slenderman, complete. Brody Beagle in on the stop. No gain, 3rd down.
Schwinneman coming off of a 2-touchdown reception game as well last week in the win over Sheridan when he caught 7 balls for 88 yards. Took that one for no gain. And it'll be 3rd down and 6. First 3rd down opportunity for this Panther offense. They're going to do 4 receivers, 3 to the left-hand side, 1 lone setback in Carson Kellogg. The last time we saw him, he had 4 touchdowns against Crooksville 2 weeks ago. Here's a pass. Stevens, middle of the field. Caught it on the slant for a first down, and that's the senior Bentley Hansen over in the Wildcat territory.
Well, that's who you go to in that situation. It's 3rd and long. You go to your best receiver. You come down with it, ran a perfect pattern. The ball was right on time. Great execution. Now, let's see what the Panthers can do. That was the hardest first down I think they've ever earned.
It'll go for 17 yards on 3rd and 6. And here we have Kellogg being faked. Stevens running, scooting with those legs, left sideline, and he'll dance out of bounds inside the Cat 35.
Keeping these guys off balance is key tonight. And it's a young defense. You know, we talked to Coach Matt Dennison before the game. He only has 2 returning starters on both sides of the ball. And so you've had a trick play, you've had passes, you've had a run by the quarterback. So you're really giving the defense a lot to look at early.
First and 10 at the 34, the Wildcats. It's Kellogg's first carry of the game, taking a would-be tackler for another yard or two ride inside the 30 for a handful to the 29. It'll set up a 2nd and 5. Kellogg has just eclipsed over 1,000 yards, coming in at 1,005 with his 85-yard performance on 22 totes last week in the win over Sheridan.
Well, you know, one game, he's the guy who's getting all the yards. The next game is Bentley Hansen. The next game it's Isaiah Stevens. So these guys have a lot of weapons, and they use all of them.
Kellogg, they call his number again. Look at the steam ahead he's got. 25-20, first down run, Panthers and Kellogg as they're inside the red zone, threatening not even 3 minutes into this contest.
Absolutely great block by Bodie DeCore, left tackle for the Panthers. He opened that hole up nice and wide, set that play up all the way.
Quickly, the Panthers on offense moving down the field as they're at the Wildcats 16. Check that, 5 receivers when you count Kellogg slipping out of the backfield in the slot right. And out of the gun, firing away, hitting it at the 15, moving forward inside the 10 on the catch is Owen O'Brien, who's had some big games off and on throughout this year.
Well, you know, they lost the Spicer kid early against Tri-Valley. And so it's the next man up at the wide receiver spot, and has a nice job that time.
We've seen a couple long touchdown receptions from Owen O'Brien this year on offense. He's also picking off passes defensively. He had an INT last week against Sheridan. Here we have a 2nd and 3 for New Lexington's offense at the 9-yard line. But prior to the snap, we have a false start on the Panthers, their third 5-yard penalty.
You know, when I see a team come out and move the ball as well as the Panthers are, that tells me that Coach Board's done a tremendous job and his staff of scouting this team. But Panthers are a little nervous. Three offensive penalties in the first drive.
Schwinneman in motion, left to right. Lead blocking for Kellogg. Big gaming hole, 5, touchdown! Carson Kellogg, Superman into the end zone.
Yeah, we saw that in the West Muskegon game. No matter what the yardage situation is, the Panthers don't seem to blink. They just keep on going.
14-yard touchdown run for Carson Kellogg is his 13th rushing score of the year. And New Lexington is up first 6-0 with 8:28 left to go in the frame. As we await, New Lexington likes to come out and run a 2-point conversion opportunity.
Right.
They did last week against Sheridan and got it and went up 8-0 quickly.
Well, here they go. Lonesome polecat formation, we used to call that thing.
Stevens gets it, looking left, throws, lob pass, got it. 2-pointer good. As he found his man Hansen and to make it 8-0 New Lexington.
You know, I believe that was the center because he's on the end of the line. He's eligible. So,
what a drive for New Lexington to start this game, Doug. Explosive offense, again, averaging nearly 40 a game at 39.8. They come down the field, make it look pretty easy. Their only hiccups along the way were 3 penalties. Didn't faze them.
well, it looked like the young defense for Canton South. They may have seen these guys on film, but it's one thing to see a team on film. It's another thing to play against them on the field. You can't see speed on film, and that time the speed absolutely dominated that drive.
14-yard touchdown run for Carson Kellogg. He continues where he left off when you and I called our last New Lexington home game 2 weeks ago when he scooted in for 4 rushing scores in the win over Crooksville.
Well, Canton South is about to experience the most confusing kickoff game in high school football. I know that. You never know where this ball is going to go.
So they'll tee things up at the 40-yard line, will the Panthers, after an opening drive touchdown and 2-point conversion. With that pass to Hansen from Stevens. Let's see if they do kick this away. We've seen a lot of squib kicks a couple weeks ago. In fact, every time they scored against Crooksville was nothing but squibs downfield.
Well, one of the kickoff men slipped, lost his footing. He went into the neutral zone. So it's going to be an offsides call. They're going to back it up 5 yards. That's the first real mistake we've seen on that here we come, no we don't kickoff deal.
Well, Coach Board wanted to get off to a fast start. 3rd straight year that his Panthers of New Lex have made the playoffs. And, you know, when you go back and look at his track record here since he started in 2019, they did not qualify despite a 6-4 winning record in his first year. 2020, 2021 losing records. Last 2 years made it in but got bounced in the first round each time. It was Harvest Prep big last year, 55-8. 2 years ago, Bishop Hartley got him 48-13. Definitely a fast-track start tonight for the Panthers of New Lexington. They squib it. Almost think it's like an onside kick, but it wasn't designed to be. The kick, yes, downfield short. We're going to be covered up by the Wildcats at about the 45 or 6 yard line. They're going to have great field position despite.
Well, we have a flag down again.
So we'll see. We'll see. Is that a yellow flag? Check that, Doug. Looks like
that was a flag. It just fell out of the guy's pocket. Those things come out often enough without them falling out like that.
One of those like orange markers that you throw sometimes.
I think that was his flag because he put it in his belt.
But picked it up.
All right, here we go.
No penalty. Canton South will have it on offense for the first time tonight. Their own 46-yard line, looking to retaliate after the Panthers started strong with a touchdown and a 2-point. Here's a fake of the backfield. Quick pass, wide receiver screen. Down goes the receiver for a no-gain play on that catch.
Big-time defensive play that time. Mason Ryder, nice play.
6'2", 175-pound sophomore receiver Torres Conley wearing number 7 on that catch for no gain. Quarterback, by the way, leading this Canton South team, Brody Beagle. He's only a sophomore. Again, this team lost a lot of personnel from a state semifinal Final Four squad a year ago when they went 14-1, eventually losing to the state champions, Glenville. Yep, Ted Ginn Sr. still coaching on the sidelines for Glenville. Here's New Lexington's defense cranking up again, Doug, and a 1-yard loss on second down.
Well, they shut down the quick pass on first down. The running play, it looks like they lost about a yard. So their defensive line is doing what Coach Board says is the first goal on every Friday night, and that's win the line of scrimmage. And right now, the Panthers are definitely winning the line of scrimmage. They almost had a sack on the quick pass.
Well, this is the New Lexington defense. Underrated, very stout, because you always hear about the offense and the numbers and the weapons they have. This defense can hold their own. Can they hold on third down? They do. South is going to lose more yards on 3rd and 11.
Man, what a play that time. Number 30 for the Panthers scraped in. Paul Stinson made that play. Outstanding job.
Loss goes for 4. 4th and 15. Canton South did nothing but go backwards. This Panther defense gives up about 18 points per game. But again, Tri-Valley put a 41 spot up, so it kind of inflated that number. This is a defense that would be right around that 10-12 mark per contest. Instead, if you throw that number out.
Well, it looks like a punt block to me.
They do the job here defensively.
Wow.
As Canton South has to punt with a 3-and-out. This will be bounced at about the 29 and 28-yard line, eventually downed by the Wildcats. So New Lexington will take over there. They started their first possession on the 30-yard line, went 70 yards for a score. Now they have a chance to go 72 and go up a couple scores.
Well, Eli Stevens, the starting center, number 75, was on the defensive line on that punt, and he came within about an elbow of blocking that punt.
So you see the score at the bottom, 8-0. The scoreboard brought to you by Paradise Froyo. For any of your sweet tooth needs, the 21st Century program at New Lexington High School. Call the high school to enroll. And obviously here's South 60 Films, the official streaming partner of New Lexington Athletics. All fall and winter coming up all season long. Here we go, 4 receivers, 3 to the left. Kelly the lone back. Stevens got plenty of time. Throws it out to Stevens, or check that to Kellogg in the left flat. And he'll go forward for an easy first down past the 40. This offense is a well-oiled machine. It was pretty much take your time and take your pick. Who do you want to throw to? Found Kellogg.
You bet. A little sidearm toss there by Isaiah. Watch this throw. Yep. There he goes. Right there. Right on the money. And when you get the ball to a guy like that, the yards after the catch is almost guaranteed.
Well, Stevens.
Look at this formation, Hank.
Yeah, you got 3 receivers each side. And this one's incomplete to Hanson as they try to set up a wall that direction for Bentley, but it's over his head. And yes, you're going to see an awful lot of things from Coach Board. Not sure we saw this one yet this year. I don't remember that.
I don't think I've seen that. I think he must have dipped into the Harry Potter book of offensive formations on that one.
Very tricky.
But Canton South's going to have to be ready for all those kind of things.
2nd and 10, 5 receivers deployed. Kellogg slot right. As Stevens stands at his 37 waiting this snap. 4 down linemen, 5 coming. Quick screen again. It's caught at the 44, and O'Brien is thrown out of bounds past midfield at the Canton South 49, just shy of the first down by a yard.
One of the most difficult things for a young defense is recognition, recognizing what they're looking at, where to be, how to adjust. Do you have checks in your defense where you see something, you check from out of your call to another defensive call? And against the Panthers, I can't even imagine how many defensive checks my team would have had on a Friday night against these guys.
Schwinneman in motion, third down, just one needed. Kellogg's going to get it. He's going to cut inside. He's easily got that first down where he's wrestled down by a trio of tacklers after a 3-yard pickup. That'll move the sticks again. Panthers continuing to impress to start this playoff game here tonight.
When you have 4 guys split wide, 3 guys split wide or whatever, you spread the defense so thin. I mean, hence the name, the spread offense. And, there's a lot of room to run up in there.
First and 10, New Lexington. Stevens again working out of the gun with his lonesome. Kellogg now shifts over behind him in the backfield, now to his left.
Well, we're watching an experienced 2-year starter at quarterback, and he has mastered the position.
Going to go for 2 again. Thrown over to Hansen. Oh, what a move! But he couldn't quite get there into the paint, so the score remains 14-0 in favor of New Lexington. But hey, 2 touchdowns on your first 2 offensive possessions. Your defense forced a 3 and out, and a few penalties and 1 2-point conversion failed. If that's all you got to complain about, you might want to go somewhere else.
We're at the 4:32 mark of the first quarter, and Canton South has had a total of 3 plays. I mean, you can't get much going with 3 plays. So, we'll see if their offense can generate some first downs here and move down the field and pick up their first score.
So Isaiah Stevens connecting to his favorite target, senior to senior, 24-yard touchdown pass to Hansen. And the 2-point failed, but that completed a 72-yard scoring drive this time after a 70-yard opening drive for a score. Still plenty of time left in our first quarter. In Canton South, you had to pick up a first down. And like you said, they've had the ball once. They did go 3 and out. Offense doesn't get out on track here soon. This game could be over pretty quickly.
Well, Canton South came into this game with a 4-6 record. State runners-up last year. They lost most of their guys, so a lot of young starters out there. Even though this is week 11, they're still playing against a veteran squad here against the Panthers. A lot of the Panthers are juniors and some sophomores out there, but most of them are returning starters.
Big difference.
Yes, it is.
For a team that made it to the Final Four, the state semifinals, losing to the eventual champion in Glenville. 9 new starters on each side of the ball, offensively and defensively for Canton South. And Coach Matt Dennison, as they'll run this one back on the fly, past the 40 to about the 42. Another good field position to start out with for this Wildcat team. Mentioned Coach Matt Dennison in his 4th year. They play in the PAC, the Principals Athletic Conference. He was the PAC Coach of the Year last year, also the Stark County Coach of the Year. They had to make about a 2-hour trek, very familiar with the Canton area.
Yep.
Some guy named LeBron James hails from Akron nearby, and you get here on 2nd and short. Didn't go anywhere, maybe a yard just short of midfield. Depends on the spot, but you got 3rd and short coming, so another 3rd down for this Canton South offense.
Well, I understand why Coach Dennison is trying to run the ball, keep the ball away from the Panthers. And I'm sure you've seen on film, if you put it up in the air on offense, the guy for the New Lexington is just liable to catch it as your guy. So run the ball, get a first down here. They need about 4 yards, 3 yards.
Well, they pass. 4 receivers, 3 to the left. Fake pass, got it. First down, first of the game for Canton South and Wildcats at the Panther 44-yard line. It looks like they'll mark it. So about 7 yards on 3rd down and 3.
Perfect timing. The receiver went down the field, just did, what in the old days is called a button hook. You just turn around, the ball hits you in the chest. Great execution, nice pass.
I believe that was Braylon Conley on the catch, number 6. Caught the numeral correctly. Twin receivers to the right. Offset eye here. As working out of the gun, handing it off is the quarterback.
Nice cut.
And look at Zion run inside the 40. Picks up another half dozen to the 38-yard line. So Zion Culver, a junior back at 5'8", 190 pounds. He's He's a bowling ball with some speed coming off of that torn ACL from last year in Week 8. And, boy, has he made a nice recovery for this team. Over 1,000 yards in 9 games coming in.
Oh, no doubt about it. That play was designed to go off tackle. There wasn't anything there. The Panther defense had it stuffed. He bounced that thing to the outside and picked that yardage up on his own.
So the Wildcats threatening. And it's a fake. Quarterback keeper. 35-30. Bouncing it out. And pick up the first down is your quarterback for Canton South, as they have now picked up back-to-back first downs on this second possession offensively. Brody Beagle looking very spry on the replay.
Coach Board talked about that in the pregame with me, that not only did they have a good running back, but their quarterback is an outstanding runner. So we have to contain the quarterback to hold this offense down. That time they certainly didn't.
Beagle has over 1,000 yards passing, and you saw what he could do with his feet right there as he runs it for 9 to the New Lex 29-yard line. Canton South needs an answer in the biggest of ways, down 14-0. Back to pass Beagle. Hits his man at the line of scrimmage to the left, but nowhere to go. Panthers stack him up after maybe a short 1-yard game, and that's it.
Well, he was well covered. He had no chance to get away. Nice job that time by the under coverage for the Panther defense.
Junior wideout Daniel Bunnell, 5'10", 150-pound lanky pounds, able to haul in his first catch there, but just for a yard. 2nd and 9, 4 receivers, 3 to the left side. 1 lone back, his cover, there he goes. He'll bust it up the middle to about the 25, maybe 5 yards to the 24.
Little trap play, an inside trap by one of the linemen on the right-hand side. The line pulled behind the center, blocked one of the linemen for the Panthers. Picked up some nice yards on that play. Made 3rd down a little more manageable for the Wildcats. 3rd down looks like it's a long 5 or 6 yards here. But I'm sure they have 2 plays. I saw their place kicker. He's booting them in easily from 35 yards out.
4 receivers here on 3rd down and call it 5. Culver gets the delivery in the backfield, busts forward, and he's going to be close to that first down stick of the 19. That's where the Wildcats had to get.
I think they're going to mark him down just a little short, maybe a yard.
Say that knee was down. Oh, what? Talk about that catch last night. Garrett Wilson, former Buckeye. How about that? The shin, not a knee for a touchdown in the back of the end zone. The knee here costing Culver a first down, but they're going to go for it, 4th and 1, of course.
Oh, no doubt.
So here we go. Panthers, looks like they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring the house.
See if the quarterback keeps this on a fake.
It's a handoff. Culver got blocking up ahead and easily picks it up as he crashes down to about the 10. 1st and goal, Canton South threatening.
No deception on that play. It was just right at the Panthers. Here we come. Nice blocking. Huge hole behind the right guard that time.
Coach Matt Dennison in his 4th year has got his team on the march. Spent his previous 18 years at New Philadelphia, the all-time winningest coach in New Philly Quaker history with a 153-40 mark overall. He's nearing 200 wins total as that comes down to the end of the first quarter here. All zeros on the clock when we come back here on South 60 Films to start the second quarter. New Lex tries to hold on to a 14-0 lead. Wildcats will have it at the Panther 10. Back to action here. It is 14-0 with Doug Clifford. I'm Hank Kaufman. Canton South threatening. They're going to fire away with a pass to start the quarter, and it's a touchdown. I think the Tootsies are inside the paint. Yep. as he got it before he hit the white chalk, and Canton South is on the board with a 10-yard touchdown strike.
What a great call. They go down the field basically running the football with Culver or the quarterback keeping it, Beagle. And on first and goal from about the 10-yard line, they throw the thing in there in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. New Lex is in a ball game here.
They certainly are, as it's now 14-6, 5 seconds into our second quarter of action in this playoff opener here on November 1st on this Friday night. As the extra point we wait, high snap, it's down, kick on the way, definitely deep enough and good enough.
That was Landon White on the extra point kick. I watched him in the pregame, and there's no rush and no snap. He just had the ball in one of those little holder deals, but he was booting them easily from 35 yards out. Had the ball on the 25, putting that thing through every single time. He never did miss. They backed him a little further, and it just barely made it. But he is a field goal threat from 35 yards anywhere on this field.
So you have Brody Beagle throwing a 10-yard touchdown pass, completing a 58-yard march for Canton South and the Wildcats, as the 14th seed has chopped the lead in half here against the 3rd seeded New Lexington Panthers. Oh, by the way, the winner of this game will get either 6th seed Logan Elm or, dare I say, the 11th seeded Philo Electrics in Dirk Lincecum. If you're looking ahead a little bit, you can. Obviously, the coaching staff doesn't want to for Coach Board New Lexington, but if they win, Dirk Lincecum pulls off the mini upset on the road, you'll have a MVL playoff matchup next week. As we look ahead, here we go. We're going to look ahead now to the 40-yard line tee-up for Canton South as they're on the board with a much important score for Coach Dennison's club.
Well, playoff football it's all or none. I mean, everything takes place tonight, and you're either going home for good or playing again, so there's nothing to hold back.
This kickoff is going to be fielded just shy of the 5 at about the 6. The run back right side and banged out of bounds after a 20-yard return or so for the Panthers. And that's where they'll start offensively again. Panthers haven't had very good field position. They had to go 70 yards, then 72 yards, and kind of the same thing. They're going to have to go 74 yards to get a score here as well.
Well, this is the question tonight that the Wildcats have to answer. They have to start playing some defense. They have to, they need to get a stop here, force the Panthers to punt the ball away.
Miles Wilson on that return, number 3 for New Lex. And out of the gun, quickly Stevens fakes to the right, slips it to Kellogg, slipping out of the backfield in the middle of the field, and he couldn't hang on to it a few yards upwards.
Well, that's that middle screen we've seen so effective for nearly everybody, but especially the Panthers. But that time, the linebacker for the Wildcats, he was all over that thing. Had Kellogg caught that ball, I think he'd have been hammered as soon as he took a step.
And now New Lexington's offense faces a 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. 4 receivers, 2 each direction, in motion. Schwinneman from left to right. And it's a fake, and to Schwinneman on a lob pass, leaning forward, kind of a la Tim Tebow style, incomplete for Stevens. As Schwinneman was breaking free at about the 35, but lobbed it overhead of his target.
Ball's too high, and those are the kind of passes that somebody usually catches, not necessarily your guy. I mean, it sails over the guy's head in the middle of the field. There's usually a safety stand there. He just hadn't come up quickly enough. But that's the 2 best defensive plays back-to-back the Wildcats have had so far tonight. 3rd and 10 here. See if they can get a stop.
This would be huge for the Wildcat defense and squad. Panthers need it. 3 receivers to the left. Fake to Kellogg in the backfield. Stevens got all day. He'll chuck one with that left hand of his to Hanson in stride, but Hanson couldn't catch up to it at the 37 of the Wildcats, as that one had a big play potential score even on it.
Oh, it was all, he was wide open. But Isaiah's left-handed. He's rolling to his right, and he just didn't get enough on it. That ball wobbled as soon as it left his hand, and the Wildcats force a punt. 3 and out.
It's one of the, it's one of those you think if Stevens would have planted himself for just a second, he had better control of that pass and it was completed maybe. Well, all the hypotheticals, maybes, etc. didn't happen, and that means a 4th and 10 and a punt for the Panthers, and Canton South is going to fair catch this one in great field position again at their own 47-yard line.
I think that was Devin Chester, the punter for New Lex. that ball rolled back to him. I mean, if a scout for the Cincinnati Reds saw him, he might have a contract in a week.
See if Terry Francona would sign off on that.
You bet.
New manager for the Reds. Long way to go. Hey, talk baseball real quick. Congratulations, World Series. Los Angeles Dodgers, the champions again. The Yankees go down in 5.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of the Fall Classic this past week.
You bet. I just hated that.
Unfortunately, the Guardians didn't get it done. Always next year, they say. Here we go. Culver.
Whoa.
Taken down up high, hog-tied around the neck at about the 48.
That's Big Eli. When Eli gets a hold of you, you're gotten a hold of. He is a big boy. 6'5", 230, and he's a 2-year starter. He started last year as a freshman at offensive center, where the position he also plays this year. Now he's playing nose man, so if there's anybody on this field that knows how to play on the inside, it should be him.
Only 1 yard on first down. Ball at the 48, Canton South. 4 receivers, 3 out to the right side, 1 lone back, Culver. Culver gets it again between the guard and tackle right side and gets over midfield to the 49 of New Lexington for a short 3-yard gain. And it's a 3rd and, manageable here coming up.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Dennison for Canton South looks at this as a 3rd and long. But this is the same type of situation that the Wildcats face. They had the Panthers 3rd and long. Now the Panthers have the Wildcats in the same situation. If they don't make it, I expect them to punt the ball deep unless they're really close, because they can't give the Panthers a short field.
Same look for the Wildcats. 4 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 lone back. Culver, and down goes the quarterback sack. It's Paul Stinson with the QB sack near the 40. They'll mark it up at about the 43 where they bang down. See the replay.
When you talk about big plays on defense for the Panthers, number 30, that number pops up an awful lot. Stinson is a heck of a defensive player. Great time for a sack. No chance for a 4-down territory now.
So Stinson's sack is an 8-yard loss for this Canton South offense, where they place it at the 43 as Beagle hit the deck.
We got some confusion here on the special teams for the Wildcats. We had 10, then we had 11. Bad snap.
Uh-oh, look out. Down go the Wildcats for a big loss as the punt couldn't get off.
What a turnaround. Johnny Robinson, 54 on the tackle. Great job.
10-yard loss. Couldn't get the pigskin on the foot due to the bad snap.
I'm telling you, what is it about midway through the second quarter? It's like the ghost of Panthers past comes out, and it's turnover city for the other team.
Well, 2 weeks ago against Crooksville, it was only 6-0 New Lex after
That's
one.
Right.
32-point explosion in the second quarter blew that game open. And it all started because of things like that, special teams and turnovers. Here goes Hanson in motion, left to right. Handoff though to Kellogg, running left side. Helps push a lineman for a block, and he gets to the 29 before he's bounced backwards, but not before 4 more yards for Kellogg.
Well, number 16 had a hold of his shirt and just slowed him down. That's Brody Beagle, the quarterback, and one of his defensive teammates come up and finished Kellogg off.
2nd down 6. New Lex threatening after the Wildcats failed on downs. Couldn't get that punt away. And New Lexington taking their time here getting this offensive play call in. Under 9 minutes left to go into intermission. Got 4 receivers actually to the right. Kellogg the lone back, throwing over the right side. Schwinneman with a catch. And he'll haul forward for only a couple to about the 26 or 7-yard line before he's taken down.
Classic run pass option play that time. Isaiah took off, took a look at the defense, read it, saw his man was open, and fired the ball to the outside instead of running it himself.
So here's another 3rd down. New Lexington just converted not that long ago. Can they do so again? You got 3 receivers, 2 to the left. Kellogg gets it. Kellogg
stopped.
And he's bashed after crossing the 25. You're right, Doug. He's going to be short by about 1 yard at least.
He's well short. Yeah, it made almost 2 yards. Well, we'll see. I mean, we're talking about a coach that doesn't even kick extra points. He's going for a field goal. I don't think there's any chance unless he calls a timeout here and changes his mind. I think the Panthers will go for this.
I should have said the Panthers on that last play on third down. They did not convert on the possession before and had to punt it. They could not do it again here. So now fourth down looms, and they're going to go for it. Not going to boot a field goal. It's well over 40 yards.
I think we're going to see Kellogg off left tackle.
3 receivers to the left. Kellogg gets it, and he gets the first down. And this, look out, streaking towards the end zone, 5, and he's down before he hits pay dirt again. Just short, somewhere near the 1 or 2 yard line.
Well, he didn't go off left tackle. He went straight up the middle that time.
Explosive play by Kellogg. You see it again.
Nice blocking at the point of attack. They brought a slot man in as a trap blocker, and he didn't even have to get a block.
All the way to the 2 yard line. Pickup of 22 for Kellogg. He remains in the backfield, and your inverted wishbone. Now you got the 3 backs there shifting. Kellogg gets it, lead blockers, and he couldn't get it into the end zone. Give credit where credit's due, that defensive front from Canton South. We'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, you know, the Wildcats are 1 play short of stopping the Panthers on that big turnover. I mean, that would have been a huge defensive play had they been able to pull. Well, their backs are against the wall now. It looks like the ball is about the 2 yard line.
We near the midway point here of the second quarter, 6.5 to go. Officials want to reset the play clock prior to the snap. Now they'll wind it. 2nd and goal again for New Lex at the 2. No gain on that first down play. Kellogg, will he get a sniff at the end zone and get it again? Stevens, but Kellogg brute force. Did he get in? No. He's just short, but he got half the distance, maybe to the half-yard line even.
Boy, I saw him extend that ball as best he could with that arm, but they're going to mark him down at the 1 yard line.
3rd and goal for this New Lexington offense. They try to go back up 2 scores. Remember, they're up 14-0 after 1. Canton South has the lone score here in the second.
All right, the Panthers have a tight end to their left side.
3rd down goal. It's a fake. Quick pass.
No.
Incomplete. So Coach Board dials a pass play up, and it doesn't work. And it's 4th down.
Holy Seattle Seahawks. Pass from the 1. Didn't work out for Pete Carroll either.
No. Helped the Pats in that Super Bowl win it 10 years ago. And right now, New Lexington's going to line up to go for it, as they should. Yeah, you got a gimme field goal. You could go up 2 scores, 10 points. But you're this close. And it's playoff football. And you're 9-1, ranked 3rd seed in the region.
And we're going to have a timeout and talk about it.
But they
well,
win.
If they don't make it, they go for it and they don't make it. Look at the field position that Canton South has.
Yeah. Your backs are against the wall, literally having to go the length of the field. So they'll talk it over, and while they do that, this gives us a chance for our sponsors, your replays tonight and all night long. Seals Flowers and Gifts, locally owned and operated since 1998. Master Florists and Designers. Again, Seals Flowers and Gifts. Tonight's game presented by Wichert Insurance, solutions from trusted partners. Wichert Insurance, again, solutions from trusted partners. The game tonight presented by Wichert Insurance. So, 5:42 left to go to a halftime. 4th down and goal for New Lexington at the 1 yard line. Had a short field here at the 33 thanks to the botched punt on 4th down from Canton South. Your opportunity to go back up 2 scores. What do you dial up after you threw an incomplete pass on 3rd down?
I'm going to hand it to number 13. I'm going to run behind somebody huge. And that somebody huge is over there at left tackle. Now they put an extra lineman over there. I mean, we've seen him run to the left awfully well this year.
Power look, receivers split wide east direction. Kellogg in the backfield gets it, goes left side, touchdown on 4th and goal. Carson Kellogg, his 2nd rushing score of the night. His 14th rushing touchdown on the year, and New Lexington back up 2 scores at 20-7.
Well, that play was designed to go to the right, but it was stuffed, and the left side of the line had crushed the defense to the inside. Great job by the backside lineman. Most times on the goal line, the guy who makes the play on defense is somebody from the backside coming down the line of scrimmage. That time they had no chance. They were wiped clean. Going for 2.
That's what they've done so far after each scored tonight. third chance at a two-pointer, 1 for 2 on the evening. Converted the first 2-point, missed on the last one. Here we go. It's a fumble. Ratliff puts it on the turf, and he's just trying to get it and protect points the other way. And fortunately, he had help from a teammate there. I think that's Hanson on the tackle. Not really sure. Actually, number 70, not Hanson. New Lexington averse disaster on the 2-point going the other direction.
Booty Decor. Yes.
So the score remains 20-7. Panthers lead is now 13 with 5:39 left to go until halftime. Again, next week could have more Panther playoff football action. Either going to get Logan Elm or Philo here in Division 4 Region 15 as we continue along the playoff trail. And also you have other teams to mention, Philo, Tri-Valley, and West End. We'll see if we get you an update as well tonight on that.
Well, what I'm thinking is I didn't see Isaiah Stevens on that formation. Was he on the field?
Right. They brought out Ratliff, obviously, for that snap. And, you know, he's a sophomore. He has played in mop-up duty and blowout wins. And, you know, he took his eye off it. You know, he's obviously got enough experience. He's got the name, Ratliff. Knows how to play the game, but sometimes that happens. Lost concentration. Fortunately, it didn't cost us 10 points the other direction on a 2-point run back.
No doubt. All right, here we go. See what kind of a kickoff we have here. We've had like a onside squib. We had one kicked a little deep.
As Owen O'Brien gets set to kick this away one way or another. As it lays flat, not on a tee. At the 40, Squibby. And it's going to be picked up at the 20 of Canton South. The run back is already for 15 explosive yards.
Oh!
And finally stuck right in the abdomen after an 18-yard rumble.
Nice tackle that time on the special teams by number 42 for the Panthers, Harrison Ratliff.
Ooh.
Well, he plays a little defense for him every now and then.
And special teams right there was a heck of a tackle for him.
Heck of a wrestler, too.
Prevented a longer run on that kick return, only 18 yards at 38. This is actually the worst field position for the Canton South offense, and you're still near your own 40. See if they can come back and get that score back. Panthers just did to go up 2 scores. And it's going to be no gain, maybe a loss of a yard for Zion Culver. Back at the 37, it is a loss.
Well, the guy that made the big play on the last series made this one too. Stinson came across the line, tackle for a loss.
And so 2nd and 11 for this Wildcat offense. Timeout situation. New Lexington has 2 remaining, all 3 for the Wildcats. 5 receivers now, 3 to the right, looking to pass, middle of the field, wide open, it's caught. 45 New Lex, inside the 35, and down goes the receiver, but not before a huge gain on 2nd and 11.
Boy, that was too easy.
31 yards as you see it again on the screen.
He just split the defense. 54 is right on the quarterback's head. I mean, I'm surprised the quarterback got it off. Great job of standing in there and making that throw.
Grady Cordes, senior wideout on that catch.
Johnny Robinson was about a step from a sack.
They call Zion's number again, right side. Helmet-to-helmet hit there, and 5 yards later, it's now 2nd and 5 of this Canton South offense, threatening late in the second, down 2 scores.
Well, they've definitely responded. You know, they have 4:26 left. They have plenty of time. And if I was these guys, I'd use every second of it. We've seen the Panthers score touchdowns with no time on the clock.
So they call it 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard pickup. 4:10 and counting until the break. Backs are split in the backfield. Looking to pass. It's Beagle. He's going to run instead. And he turns upfield. Lost the pigskin. Who's got it?
Ball's loose.
We shall see. Panthers have come out of the pile with it. Big turnover by Canton South and recovery for the Panthers.
The second quarter turnover monster is still in New Lex. That's for sure. Well, that stops a promising drive for the Wildcats and went right down the field. And nice pass play, some running plays, and then to lose the ball at the Panther 23-yard line. Yep. 24.
Big stop for New Lexington as Canton South was threatening for a score. Beagle puts it on the ground. And New Lexington pounced on it, and they'll get it.
I think Kevin Board will take every opportunity here to put another score on the board because he knows a 3-score lead against his team, against this Wildcats team, is pretty safe. 2 scores, it's a little shaky.
Number 24, Mason Ryder on that fumble recovery for New Lexington as Kellogg went motion out to the right. We have whistles immediately.
I think we have an equipment issue for number 16. The referees are sending him off the field.
So that will reset New Lexington's offense. Here is the equipment being attended to for Ratliff, number 16. He'll stay out for this play. Actually, they're all coming over. There will be no play. It's a timeout called by Coach Board, his second burn of the half. He's got 1 remaining with 3:59 left to go. And how big was the fumble recovery for New Lexington, obviously clinging to this 13-point lead.
It's huge because there was a gain on the play. I don't think it was a first down, but it nearly was. Canton South would have had 2 more shots at a first down. As it is, they lost the football.
And so they'll talk things over. Gives us a chance again to go through our sponsors. The 21st Century program at New Lexington High School. Call the high school to enroll. Scoreboard tonight brought to you by Paradise Froyo for any of your sweet tooth needs. I already mentioned the replay recently here by Seals Flowers and Gifts, locally owned and operated since 1998. Master florists and designers. And, of course, tonight's game again presented by Wichert Insurance Solutions from trusted partners.
Well, one of the New Lex students on this media class, Xander, I won't mention his last name to protect the innocent. He's been published in the Perry County Tribune with a front page story. So these guys are doing great work in that class.
Kudos to you, Xander. Here we go. Pitch
look
to the
out.
right. Looking halfback pass. Downfield. Good coverage, but it went over the defensive back and into the hands of Schwinneman. And he might have not been able to see it because it went right through the breadbasket, incomplete.
I think he saw it. Poor guy. Well, the defender didn't hit the ball, but he did get up high, put his hand up. It could have screened the vision for the receiver, but that was a halfback pass all the way. I mean, the running back was making no attempt to advance, and I got a penalty too.
So with 3:52 to go.
That'll be 1st and 20.
Penalty will push the Panthers back deeper in their own territory. Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 14, cost you 10. And so now you have Schwinneman in motion from right to left. Handoff, Kellogg, give it to your workhorse. And he's able to pick up about a handful or half dozen or so on that first down and long play.
I know it looked to me like Coach Board was really upset on the sideline when the equipment issue came up because it ruined the tempo of his offense. And his offense is all tempo. And he had to stop, restart. Now a penalty, so I know Coach Board is not the happiest guy on the sideline right now.
Give Kellogg about 5, 2nd and 15. Back to Kellogg they go, and Kellogg cuts it up. And with that vision, speed, and power as well, able to get it out to the 33, and that's going to be very close to a first down.
That young man picks up an awful lot of yards with people hanging all over him. There's going to be a quick snap here.
Just short by a yard. 14 more there for Kellogg, means 3rd and 1. Looking to pass, pump fake, fires left side. Got his man Hanson, wide out screen. Hanson with the moves from there.
Oh, look out.
All moves like Jagger. 45-50, 45 Canton South, and down near the 42 is Hanson.
I'm telling you now.
25 yards it goes from Stevens to Hanson.
I don't know if he has legs or lightning in those shoes.
And he did a lot of it with his legs right there. Did Hanson. And now to Kellogg. Speaking of legs, the burst by Kellogg and the power with the shoulders down near the 25 of the Wildcats.
When you're the first guy to hit him, you have to commit completely to knock him down. And there's one of the players who I think just got ran over.
That's 17 more yards from Kellogg after he had the 25-yard connection to Hanson from Stevens the prior play. This is going to force a timeout, it looks, with 2:34 left to go in the half. Panthers go in here to go up by 3 scores. You really love your chances with 1 half left to go.
Well, Coach Matt Dennison's coming over to attend to his players, see how he is.
Yeah, so it's not a timeout called on the field. It is due to injury. Not going to show it to you for obvious reasons, just in case. There's been some gruesome injuries in recent memory in the pros, let alone just at any level. Yeah, next week, New Lexington could be again taking on Philo if they pull the upset off over Logan Elm. That game being played in Circleville tonight, road game for the Electrics. West Muskegon will try to get you an update at halftime. Tornadoes at home game tonight. They're the 7th seed against 10th seeded Afrocentric in Division 5, Region 19. Tri-Valley in Division 3, Region 11, getting it on at home tonight. They should be cruising for a rematch potentially with Granville or potentially Dover next week. Player comes off the field for Canton South on his own power. That's good to see. What's also good to see, even better to see, Panthers on the move near the red zone when they start the next play.
Yes, Devin Chester was the injured player for the Canton South Wildcats. He walked off on his own power. Okay, 1st and 10. This is a huge situation here for the Wildcats. They have to get a stop, and they're going to get 5 yards right there against them. Offsides, defensive lineman. But we've seen Isaiah Stevens pull the best of them offsides this year, Hank. I mean, he must go a little bit of a hard count or whatever, and somebody hops across that line of scrimmage, and they get 5 free ones.
New Lexington will get the 5 yards closer to the first down, 1st and 5 at the red zone at the 20 of Canton South, and it's Kellogg they call again. Kellogg taken down low at the knees, but not before 5 yards, and another first down for New Lexington at the 15-yard line. Mentioned Tri-Valley in action tonight. They're at home in Dresden, taking on 7-3 Carrollton, in case you want to know their opponent. We'll try to slide in scores as we get them.
Well, this is an unbalanced line now. They have 3 offensive linemen to the right, and that's where they're going to run.
Here goes Kellogg, 10, 5, down there near another first down and goal for 10 more.
You know, that's where Coach Board does such a great job. He comes out with an unbalanced line. He has his 2 starting tackles on the right side, and they run right behind him. Nothing tricky, nothing fancy. It's just, we're just going to line up a little differently and run right at you.
Well, 3 receivers, 2 to the right. Kellogg back there, going to get the call, going to get a touchdown again. Carson Kellogg rumbles in from 5 yards out. He's got the trifecta, the trio, the hat trick. 3 touchdowns on the ground for him. You see the replay, 26-7 Panthers.
What blocking. I mean, look at that blocking. You can hand that ball to Eli. He can make it in there from center. Great blocking, great running. I mean, if you give him a hole, it's over. And he doesn't need a big hole to gain yardage.
So how about New Lexington? This started way back on the other side of the field, deep in their own territory. After a Canton South fumble, they go the length of the field, 76 yards for the score.
And it was a 1st and 20.
And
on
now
their first snap.
And they're going to go for 2 again. Kellogg gets it, trying to get those 3 yards to get 2 points. He's not going to get in. Or does he? Oh, he stand corrected. How about a second, maybe third effort to get that one in? I thought it was definitely 26-7. He didn't make it. Don't ever count out Kellogg and these cats.
Well, look at this guy. He stopped. I mean, he stopped.
And then he's in. 28-7 New Lexington. Minute 39 left to go until the break. Panthers looking good in front of the home crowd here tonight.
What a turnaround. The Wildcats are driving deep into Panther territory. It looks like they're going to get their second score of the night, at least a field goal. They're in field goal range where they lost the football. And, you know, to cut this thing down, and instead, with 1:39 left in the half, the turnover monster has struck again in New Lexington, and the Panthers are up 28-7. I mean, it's uncanny.
So Carson Kellogg now with 15 rushing scores on the year, 3 tonight. 2 weeks ago, last time we saw him, he had 4 against Crooksville, 7 in just a few weeks, 15 on the year. Continues to impress. And, you know, they need a guy like him if you want to make a deep postseason run to keep the defenses honest, because this team and the Panthers, as we know, and those who've been following, with this 9-1 team, spread it out and have 3 or 4 dangerous wide-out receiver weapons.
Well, that and their quarterback can run. We've only seen Isaiah run the ball one time, but it was very effective when he did. So he ran one time, made the defense aware of his legs, that he can hurt them on offense, and that, you know, that freezes defenders. You have to stop and defend an area while someone's running with the ball somewhere else.
Here's the run back on the kick return. And the Wildcats are tripped up just past the 35, hugging near the 36, where they have a little over 90 seconds left here with their offense now down 3 scores at 28-7 to operate with.
Well, I got to recognize number 14 for the Wildcats, Braden Carpenter. He he put one of the Panthers on the seat of his pants on that block and then helped him up. So not only is he a good blocker, he's a great sportsman. So
no
a nice
doubt.
block.
No doubt.
I don't think these guys, if they make a mistake here, the Panthers will not take a knee.
4 receivers, trips right. One lone back is Culver. Fake to him, quick pass
Wow.
left side. Lone receiver there, wide of the mark. Had him open, but misfired.
Well, I tell you what, number 28 for the Panthers was right there. I mean, he was right in the line of fire. He just nearly came down with that ball.
Jamarcus Jones, 6'2", 165-pound junior wideout, was the intended target for Brody Beagle, but left of the mark with that attempt. Means 2nd and 10.
Wildcats have all 3 timeouts. Boy, look at the guys on the defense. There are a lot of guys on that line bunched in there. Now they're walking out, a little bluff blitz there.
Yeah, the backers come back.
Let's throw it deep.
Chucking deep. Oh, in stride, but just let off the gas over there because the ball was thrown short by a few yards at the New Lex 30.
Lane Ratliff under coverage that time, had pretty good position on his man. That would have had been a much better thrown ball for that to be a completion.
Grady Cordes, intended target. Appears. Well, 3rd and 10, another passing situation for this offense for Coach Dennison's team. 4 wide.
Boy, first down here is critical. They don't want to give the ball back to the Panthers.
Culver to the left to Beagle on the backfield. Beagle, he's going to call his number. He's going to go forward, and he's going to try to wiggle out, but he's going to be short. Ankle tackled beautifully at the 41.
Nice play that time, number 22 for the Panthers. He definitely saved the first down. Tanner Toth, nice tackle.
First time we called Toth's name.
You don't get any points for how pretty it looks. You just get points if they go down, and that time he did. And I think the Panthers have burned their last timeout. Yes, they have. They've stopped the clock. They want the ball back.
They do. Pedal to the metal with 1:14 left to go still in this first half. Up 3 scores, 27. 5-yard run there for Beagle on 3rd and 10 means 4th and 5. So Canton South and Coach Dennison, obviously you're in your own territory down 3 scores. You're going to probably punt this one away. Stranger things that happen. I mean, maybe dial up a fake or something that Coach Board's going to make sure his team knows about to be aware of.
Well, I'm telling you, they better get this punt off and down the field as far as they can.
Well, they will line up to punt after the timeout by New Lex.
That was a great call on the offensive side. Coach Dennis, I mean, that was the perfect call. His quarterback just got tackled by his shirt.
And this time it's a much better snap, so the punter can boot this one away, and it's a good one. Non-returnable, and lucky to dive on it and keep possession of it for his team, or the Panthers at the 27-yard line. And that's where they'll take over with a little over a minute left to go in this half to go downfield for more points.
Miles Wilson, nice catch. I thought he signaled for a fair catch really early in the punt, but then had to extend himself to make a catch.
A little dangerous there.
Yes, it was.
He did a good job securing it.
Yes, and he probably saved the Panthers anywhere from 10 to 15 yards of field position. So now, they have the ball at their own 27. They have no timeout, so we'll see what's in the bag of tricks here with 1:07 left in the first half. Panthers up 28-7.
See if they run a lot of sideline patterns or some deep route throws downfield. Stevens has the arm to do that. He will towards Hanson, double covered. He jumps up and takes it out of the night sky. Hanson to the 35 of the Wildcats.
Well, he was double covered and still came down with it.
How about that? 38 yards, actually 39 yards. It goes in the books, and they'll spot it at the 34.
You can't give this kid at quarterback that much time to throw the football.
Quickly, New Lex on the move, under 50 seconds now. Clock ticking 48. Fake to Kellogg. Stevens running. Stevens down. Short gain of 1, maybe 2.
They got to hurry now, see if they're going to spike the ball or run a play.
4 receivers to each side. Kellogg to the left to Stevens. Here's the snap. There's the spike. There's a kick. For good measure, New Lexington stops the clock. 33 ticks showing. So you got time. You got 33 ticks, 33 yards to go, but you don't have timeouts. That's working against you.
That's exactly right. Well, you might want to have your place kicker put his shoes back on.
Yeah.
We're on the sideline with his slippers on.
Where's that been tonight, right?
So, but they can't push one across, but they can move down the field a little more. They might be able to do a field goal. Second or third down, because they had to spike the ball to stop the clock. 33 ticks on the clock left once it starts.
We'll see, Doug. You're absolutely right. Get that foot warmed up. 4 touchdowns, 4 two-point tries, no extra point attempts. Here's a pass downfield towards Owen O'Brien, and maybe a little miscommunication. Sails out of bounds, harmlessly incomplete. O'Brien looked his head one way, ball went the other direction. Out of bounds, and now you have 4th and 9. Obviously, you're going to go for it. You're deep enough in Canton South territory.
Right, and they're definitely out of field goal range.
And then there's that. It would be 50 yards. So no way. Here goes Kellogg skipping out of the backfield to the left. Passing downfield. And Hanson was the intended receiver, nearly intercepted. And the Panthers whimper away, turning over on downs on 4th and 9.
That play didn't look good from the start. Nice job by the Wildcats to stop that drive, because that would have been disastrous for them. They're going to have quite a challenge here in the second half, down 28-7. But if they'd gone down 35-7, been time to call the dogs and extinguish the fire.
Start thinking about warming that bus, and that's a 2-hour drive back for them. But instead, they get the stop, a much-needed stop after Hanson caught that long pass of 39 yards down to the 34. They'll start the 33 now with limited time and all 3 timeouts. And here we go.
Boy, I haven't seen that play in football for a long time. We used to call it the sprint draw. Quarterback fakes like he's going to sprint out. The tailback goes to his right, stops, and the quarterback hands him the ball, and he cuts back against the grain. That was a deadly play about 20 years ago, maybe 50.
And that's how the first half is going to come to an end. Canton South decided not to push the issue here in the final seconds of the half, getting the ball back. And so we have reached the break here on South 60 Films. Game of the week on this Friday night as we flipped into November here tonight. Playoff football action in the opening round of the playoffs in Division 4 Region 15. You see the score. New Lexington 28, Canton South and the Wildcats 7. Doug and I will step out for a break, much needed break. Panthers with a strong first half, to say the least. Your summation before we do so.
Turnover time again at the Rock. Into the second quarter, turnovers go in favor of the Panthers, and they take advantage of it and turn this game into a near rout when it was getting pretty close. The Wildcats were right there at the door to cut this thing down to a 1-score game, and now they're down 3.
In 2 words, 1 name, Carson Kellogg. 3 more rushing touchdowns. That's your difference. They're up 3 scores right now at the half. We'll step aside again for the halftime festivities. We'll come back here in about 15 minutes or so. Enjoy the bands on the field. Panthers up big here in the playoff opener. Dover's up 19-0 on Granville. My good buddy that works with him, he lives in Granville now. So he's always following me since he used to go to Granville High School. So I was like, yeah, you get Tri-Valley, you're going down next week, baby. He's like, you might lose to Dover. I said, okay.
Feel like the Aces have been throwing deuces tonight.
He said they're starting quarterbacks. I said, okay, I feel Dover will win. Granville's had some good teams. And he's right. It's 19-0 Dover.
Isn't that where Butterfield went?
Butterfield,
he went to Granville.
Buttermore. Went to Granville for many years, and now he's in Columbus. I'm trying to remember which one. Upper Arlington. The Bears, that's right. Thank you. Yeah.
Golden Bears.
So he just kept moving westward. Before you know, he might be a Mexican in the Canton South band.
Sin City.
Coaching the Raiders and doing whatever this is.
Yeah, yes, we did. Obviously, they got to keep up the short and run game. The good thing is they got to
Now we are going back in time to 1986 as we feature a song by the band Metallica from their third studio album. Here's the title track, Master of Puppets. Our show with a hard rockin' hit from the band Metallica's 1984 album, Ride the Lightning. This is For Whom the Bell Tolls.
gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Michael Folk, Flag Corps Advisor Ashley Army, we proudly present the pride of the Panthers, your 2024 New Lexington High School Marching Band. Neurotic, melodramatic, paranoid. It all keeps adding up that the Marching Panthers are kicking off tonight's show with the Green Day classic, Basket Case. Are two past favorites chosen by our senior class. Get your leather jackets out and your hair gelled up as the band performs this classic 1978 hit from the movie Grease. Here's Grease Lightning. We're closing out tonight's show, but we know you're going to come running back for more. Enjoy El King's 2015 Platinum hit, X's and O's.
Back here on South 60 Films, Hank Hoffman along with Doug Clifford. Your halftime score, 28-7 in favor of the New Lexington Panthers here in this playoff opener as we kick off November on the right foot. The New Lexington Panthers with a very strong first half, to say the least. It was 14-0 after one, and then they outscored Canton South 14-7 in the second quarter. Let's take a look at these highlights, Doug, and you're going to see a Canton South touchdown there that made it 14-7. There's a sack by New Lexington as there's a punt that didn't get off for the Wildcats, and that helped the short field for New Lexington, 33 yards. They would go in and score late in the second. Kellogg nearly did it right there on a long run. He did do it on a short run there from a yard out on 4th and goal. 3 first-half rushing touchdowns for Carson Kellogg. They played very well on both sides of the ball.
Well, they did, and I think the big play in the first half has to be the botched punt. I mean, that really set the tone for the rest of the half. And then the other big play is another turnover. It's a fumble by the Wildcats down deep in the Panther territory. Shut down another potential scoring drive. So they've had 2 huge turnovers against a team that's very good. And you just can't do that. You just can't give the ball away against a team as good as New Lexington has that much scoring power.
And so you saw the first half highlights and all the replays, if you will, of those highlights here as New Lexington, again, very strong, and all the replays brought to you by Seals Flowers and Gifts, locally owned and operated since 1998. Master florists and designers. You're immersed in South 60 Films, the official streaming partner of New Lexington Athletics. Carson Kellogg again had 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. He got the scoring start with a 14-yard run in that first quarter. Isaiah Stevens then found Bentley Hansen for a 24-yard touchdown pass, and it was 14-0 after one. Canton South got on the board when Torres Conley caught a 10-yard reception, making it 14-7 early in the second before Kellogg ran it in from 1 and 5 yards out to end the score in the first half. Here comes the Wildcats on the run back to start this third quarter. Going to be short of the 30-yard line. For Coach Matt Dennison in his 4th year, the game plan when you're down 3 scores. How about Coach Porter in his 6th year for New Lexington? If you want to prevail and get a victory, play next week.
Well, I think if you're Coach Dennison, come in, you go back to your original game plan, you tell your guys, let's just go out, let's get a first down, and then let's get another one, and then let's get another one, and then we'll get a score, and then we'll take a look and see what's going on. But let's try to get a score this first drive, get ourselves back in the ball game.
We'll give you some score updates here in just a moment. Other playoff games of local teams around the area. First down run, Culver from the 27 out near the 30 for about 3 yards. So it will be 2nd down and 7. As we take a look at the scores here around the area, we can tell you that West Muskingum is winning 20-12 at halftime. 8-point lead for the Tornadoes at home against Afrocentric. I want to thank Ted for the score updates. He's passed along a few others. Tri-Valley all over Carrollton 28-6, that game at the half. You also have Logan Elm 20-6 over Philo as they move towards the half as Culver moves it down the field with his feet for a first down to the 43-yard line as Canton South tries to get something going. So there you have other scores around the area. So Philo down big, Tri-Valley up big, West up 8, New Lexington up big here right now.
Johnny Robinson came back from his defensive line position to make that tackle down the field, but not in time to stop a first down.
Get word that Anton has 3 touchdown passes. Jake Anton for West Muskingum in that 20-12 lead at the half. Here's a pass downfield. Speaking of passes, intercepted by New Lexington downfield at about the Panther 31.
Outstanding interception that time by Mason Ryder. He played the ball all the way, intercepted it at its highest point. Just like you coach him in summer camp, don't wait for that thing to come down. You teach your kids, don't fair catch an interception. Go up and get it. And he did just that.
So how about that? Mason Ryder with the INT. He also has a fumble recovery in the first half. So Ryder playing well defensively, getting the turnovers. And one of the big things for Coach Dennison in the pregame for his team is that they have to win the turnover battle. They're not doing it.
Not at all. That's their 3rd one.
So great job by New Lexington. Winning that right now to this point. Going deep, home run ball. Downfield, nearly hauled in by O'Brien at the 32, but it went right through the fingertips.
Some good competition in there for that football. The defender was right there on the money. But the Panther receiver Got his hands on the ball.
So nearly a big play to start the half offensively for New Lexington right there.
Brian, that would have been a great catch by O'Brien, but boy, it was out there. It was out there to be plucked from the air, that's for sure.
Instead, it will be 2nd and 10. New Lexington with 4 receivers at their disposal from their own 31-yard line, 3 to the right. Kellogg remains the only back in the backfield. Very typical. Now he's going to slide out, look for a screen pass. Whistles stop this one before it gets started.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of motion in here on the Panther offense. Yep, that's the call.
That'll cost them 5. You remember the first quarter, despite New Lexington jumping out to a nice 14-point lead after 1. One of the things that was, cause for concern for Coach Bohr was these 5-yard infractions for illegal movement. Here they get one.
3 on their first drive when they scored. They had 3 procedure penalties in their first possession.
So it will be 2nd down and 15 after the 5 yards pushes them back to their own 26-yard line. Opening minute plus here in this third quarter in the second half. Same play as they were designing on 2nd down a moment ago before the penalty, and this time Stevens saw nobody downfield and ran it out of bounds on the far side from us for a short gain.
Well, that's the maturity level of Isaiah Stevens. Last year, he probably would have tried to throw that ball to somebody and force it in there. This time, he's learned, get a few yards of your legs, we'll snap it on 3rd down. It'll still be our football.
So now 3rd and 9. Good for 6 yards on the leg of Stevens there. And yes, more importantly, did not force a turnover type pass downfield. What happens here, though? He's going to chuck one towards the sidelines. Hanson stays in bounds, yes, and picks up a Panther first down.
We haven't had much rain in Southeast Ohio this year. I thought that ball might bring it. That thing looked like it was on a balloon or something.
And what a play over there. Hanson, knowing where the sidelines were, able to catch it inbounds. And here's Kellogg flying forward like a cheetah for another big first down run.
Boy, that is a definite tendency for the Panther offense. So they get the ball on the right hash. They like that quick pitch to Kellogg, and he gets outside on a perimeter in a heartbeat, and he picks up good yardage on that play. Let's run it again.
Up to the 36. Here goes Kellogg, first down and then some again. Double-digit carry, gets near the red zone just outside the 20 of the Cats.
Kind of reminds me of my college coach. If it worked once, it's bound to work 10 or 12 times in a row.
By golly, they're doing just that, feeding the workhorse Kellogg. Are the Panthers, and that goes for 16. Well, this time,
yep.
Stevens runs.
They faked a quick pitch, but the defense is ready for that keeper by Stevens, starting for short or no gain.
They'll give Stevens maybe 1 to the 19, where they'll mark it. We have an injured Canton South Wildcat player down at the line of scrimmage. Looks like one of the defensive linemen favoring a leg.
I'm hoping he gets a cramp.
Appears it may be a cramp. That's good news for them. Not good news for them. Here comes the Panthers once more. How about New Lex on this offensive drive, their first of this third quarter, moving right down the field again?
This was after a turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's just like their heartbeat goes up about another extra 12 beats per minute when they get a turnover. I mean, it's just like, we have to score. It's a turnover. We have to take it down. It's amazing.
So the Panthers, after this injury timeout, will come out with the ball with a 2nd and 9 at the Wildcat 19-yard line, looking to add and pad to their 21-point lead, currently at 28-7. Again, 14-0. They raced out after 1. Canton South got on the board early in the second, made it 14-7. Panthers scored the final 14 to get this big lead as they look for more, look to play on for another week to these 9-1 Cats and try to make it 6 straight wins to do so next Friday. And the player for Canton South coming off on his own power. Obviously, it was a cramp. Called it. He's getting stretched out with the calf.
That was a nice play by the defense that time. That was the counter play off of the quick pitch. Kellogg faked the quick pitch to the right. Isaiah kind of leaned that way like he was going to pitch the ball and cut back behind the left guard. But the Wildcats defense was ready for that, and they stopped it.
Can the Panthers keep it going?
Holy cow, here comes a guy late into the game.
We have whistles that'll halt things. as racing onto the field. There's going to be a timeout called. That was Jamarcus Jones flying on. And that'll force a timeout here early in the second half by his Cats.
The player went out with a cramp. Nobody replaced him.
And so Matt Dennison has to burn a quick timeout, not something he wants to do here early on, especially for a situation like that.
Exactly. I mean, they're going to need every timeout they can get.
I mentioned those other scores there, Doug. West M up 8 at the half, 20-12. You had a chance to see West New Lexington. You called that game with,
yes, I did.
With Ted and Dylan there about a month or so back, and that was a big game, 38-35. New Lexington won that in a last-minute touchdown in a high-scoring affair, and Tornadoes looking to move forward for another week like these New Lexington Panthers appear to be doing. Philo taking on the chin by a couple of scores on the road at Logan Elm. Tough sledding right there for Dirk Lincecum to try to come back there. Tri-Valley was up by 22 points at halftime at home tonight. Looked like they're going to either play Dover or Granville. And yes, my buddy who is in the Granville School District, Matt Cowden. Thank you, Matt. 19-0 Dover. I got word at halftime there. So it looks like Dover Tri-Valley next week at this rate. Here we got New Lexington trying to make it 35-7 or 36-7 if they go for 2. First things first, they want to get the first down with a 2nd and 9 after the timeout. From the 19 of Canton South, Kellogg gets the pitch right. Looks for blocking, cuts it back to the left. Center of the field, now it's just a foot race. He's gone. 5 touchdown, Carson Kellogg. Ring it up, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Really, the play to the right, it didn't smell very good to him, so he went in and scored on the left side of the field.
And so there you have it, 34-7. Kellogg nearly doing it single-handedly with the offensive 4 touchdown.
Well, the Wildcats did a nice job. They shut this play off to one side, and they had him. They had the play stop. Kellogg cut that thing clear back to the other side and scored nearly on the far sideline.
73 yards later on this scoring drive is they'll kick an extra point, and it's no good. So it keeps the score 34-7. Maybe hence all the 2-point conversion tries after the first 4 tutties.
Well, I think if I was that place kicker, I wouldn't miss. I mean, Coach, that's the first time Coach Boers let him come on the field to try the PAT. He might be like, "What's that college coach said you're going to start having tryouts on the campus?" Watch out.
Very much. The kicking game might be an issue for New Lexington, but not tonight. It's going to matter. It's now 34-7. You're at a 27-point 4-score cushion after your latest touchdown on the legs of Carson Kellogg, this time going for 19 to the house. So he's ran now one from 19, 14, 5, and 1 yard out on 4th and goal.
What a luxury to have a quarterback like Isaiah Stevens and a receiving core. When you lose one of your top receivers in Spicer, and then it's like nothing went wrong. I mean, everything's fine. And then to have a back like Carson Kellogg that can just absolutely run over people and then outrun people, and that's quite an offensive unit the Panthers have, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and you're talking about Tyson Spicer, who got hurt, 5-6 weeks ago or so. And
he's a great kid, too.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, so good news. He's going to be back a few more years to do some damage for New Lexington.
Look out. This is going to be trouble. This is going to be
trouble.
Whoa,
definitely.
Baby.
As Canton South able to scoop it up at the 2 and only run it out to about the 7 or 8 yard line, shy of the 10.
The deep man, he kept trying to get that ball, and it just kept scooting past him. He just had too much spin on it or whatever. It went all the way down inside to 5. And where they down him at? The 8 or 9 yard line?
Benefit of the doubt. They'll put the pigskin still shy of the 10, but 9 yard line, bad enough.
I mean, he's you're lucky that wasn't a fumble recovered by the Panthers because they were down there after that football.
So here comes Canton South and the offense back out on the field for the second time and a half.
Well, this is when a defensive coordinator can turn the Panthers loose. Big lead, team's pinned back.
And already nothing cooking on first down.
Well, the pass was complete, but the knee went down. Danielle Bonnell, that nice catch, but his knee touched the ground, and that's it.
And this is a Canton South team, only 4-6 this year, but 14-1 last year, ran roughshod, 10-0 in the regular season, won their first 4 playoff games, got to the Final Four state semifinals before losing to Glenville, the eventual champion. What a year a difference can make.
Look out.
Here we go. Deep pass on a flea flick. Caught at the midfield, 45-40.
He could be gone.
Bentley Hansen diving, can't get him at the 15. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Oh, yes, the old flea flicker.
91 yards later, it's now 34-13. Hansen tried, stayed with him, nearly got him down at the feet at the 15, but the damage is already done, Doug. Take another look.
Yep, Torres Conley had a little too much quick.
And he was gone. Second of the night for Conley. He's got both touchdowns, 10 yards out in this one, 91 deep missile.
I like it.
So fireworks aplenty in the last few plays. We've seen touchdowns from both teams. 8:46 left to go. Extra point on the way. Good. And it's 34-14, 20-point game here in his third quarter.
Well, I expected anything but that. And I think the Panther defense can say the same thing. They were caught napping on that play. Torres kind of got behind the deepest safety on the field and made that nice catch. I mean, it was a hands catch all the way. There's nothing cradled in there. Put those hands out, caught that ball, and turned on the juice, and he was gone.
Well, Torres Conley, just a sophomore, over 500 yards receiving coming in 8 games played.
The quarterback, just a sophomore.
Yeah. Again, this team is a rebuilding year, and they were able to sneak into playoffs with a 4-6 mark because they have quite a schedule that they do play up there in the Canton area.
You know, these teams, we're going to see an exact flip-flop in the 2025 season. The Panthers are going to lose a lot of quality football players. I think they have 10 seniors. And this team coming back, most of their important starters are back next year. So that's the way it is in high school football. You know, it's not like college where you go out and shop for whoever you need.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, New Lexington will be a very good team.
Oh, nice
next
kick.
year, obviously, with some very young, talented players. But like you said, it could be flipped next year. But right now, it's all about this year in 2024. We have a flag flying late.
Wow.
After the run back.
I think that could be a high school record for hang time for a flag.
That was a pretty good chuck.
Yes, it was.
This is probably going to be on the Panthers on this run as the flags came flying in at the 25.
I think that guy was standing on the 45 and that flag landed on the 25. Pretty good arm.
There was a hold on the return. Cost New Lexington more real estate, but hasn't hurt New Lexington here tonight whatsoever. I mean, they've gone 70 yards, 72 yards, 74 yards, 73 yards on 4 of their 5 touchdowns. The only other one was a 33-yard short field due to a botched punt.
Yep. So. Well, this is where the Wildcats need to play the turnover game. They need to steal the ball here from the Panthers somehow and have a short field.
They have to go 85 yards this time around if they're to score a touchdown. Here's a quick pass across the middle, and it's Hansen. He's doing the work with another flag with the Hogs up in front blocking for him for a first down reception at about the 33. It would be 18 yards if it stands.
Yeah, I believe that's going to come back unless someone made an errant grab on a face mask or something.
I think I saw that hold right there on the replay.
Yeah.
I think this is a definitive.
Well, it's just another way to run that middle screen. This time they do it with a flanker instead of a running back. And, you know, you get the defense going one direction and that guy comes back from the other way and all the pursuits messed up. And if he's got good speed like Hansen does, that could be a big play. But it's going to come back. It's going to be first and looks like about 15.
Well, get this. A spot foul penalty will make it a do-over at the 15. Yeah. 1st and 10. That's where they started. The block and the hold happened downfield. And here we go. Schwinterman. Oh, first down the sidelines. And he nearly was in Wildcat territory. Tripped up by Conley. 7 getting 7, but not before 7 did damage.
Great block. Great block out there by one of his fellow wide receivers. And that's all he needed to be gone.
That'll be a Panther first down to the 46. That's 31 yards to Schwinterman.
Here comes a quick pitch again.
Kellogg, first down, makes it look easy with the strides he takes to the Wildcat 36.
Nice block by Lane Ratliff out there, number 16.
That's 20 more yards for Kellogg's totals. They'll spot it to 37. Technically make it 19. A big jaunt nonetheless for Kellogg. Hanson in motion to the left. Back to Kellogg. Kellogg running left. Rows around the end and somehow keeps those feet moving. You're taught to do, and it gives you the extra yard or two at the end.
No doubt about it. I mean, he was boxed in at the line of scrimmage and just kept squeezing out to the outside and picked up about 5 yards.
5 yards it is to the 32. Flags fly. This one's straight in the air rather than cross half the field.
I believe the defensive cornerback, when he came up to play press coverage, pressed a little too far and got across that neutral zone.
It's going to mean a 5-yard penalty on the defense here and a first down as they needed 5. Move those chains.
You know, Coach Dennison had left coaching. He became an AD at New Philly, and I believe, they got the offer to come here the next year after he'd been out of coaching for a year. And
oh my goodness, Doug, touchdown as you continue. Wow. On that comment later, Hanson says, I'll put 6 more on the board.
Right down the middle.
27-yard touchdown pass. Hanson's second receiving score from Stevens tonight.
Uncontested.
24 yards out in the first quarter. They hook up here in the third for 27. And it's now New Lexington trying to go back up 27. It's 26 now at 40-14 as you see another throw for a score between the dynamic duo.
Well, Coach Board is going to go for his second kick attempt.
And there's the snap, the hold, and that kick on the extra point. Also no good, pushed wide right. 0 for 2 on PATs. New Lexington will maintain a 40-14, 26-point lead.
You know, I'm sure most fans are going to say, well, that's no big deal. And tonight it's not. But, you know, there could come a time very soon, like next week, when that is going to be a very important play.
For sure, that is a true thing, Doug, and hopefully that does not bite New Lexington in the end as they look to make a deep run, you know, and if this continues, which barring a miracle, you could say, of a comeback from Canton South down 4 scores with a quarter and a half to go, you know, the odds aren't good.
No.
This would be the first playoff win for Coach Kevin Boyd here at New Lexington. Obviously got tripped up in the opener the last 2 years, so, you know, he's looking forward to it. We are as well, and you're witnessing it.
Well, they've had a banner year here at New Lexington. They've just had a great season. The only team that has beaten them this year was the 10-0 Tri-Valley Scotties, champions of the big division in the NVL.
Yes.
And they had the lead at West End the entire game, and West End took the lead late in the fourth quarter. I think they held it for approximately 1 minute and 15 seconds, and the Panthers took the lead and won that game.
That was that 38-35 contest over at Whirlwind Stadium. As you see the run back here on this return will be short of the 40, put it about the 37-yard line.
Well, we had a nice tackle on the special teams there, and the guy who made it is holding that right arm in the collarbone area. What number is that guy? 59. And that's a great tackle, but he did something to that right shoulder.
Meanwhile, 4 receivers here on first down. 3 to the left. They're going to run it up the middle with Culver. Short gain of a yard after the return was marked at the 39 as he gets it to the 40. You know, the year that was here in 2024 and still is right now, New Lexington looks like they're marching on. Pierce Tri-Valley is doing the same. You know, West End might be. We'll try to get you updates as this game gets deeper and deeper into it. Philo appears to be, barring a big comeback in the second half, their season could be concluding. But, you know, you had end-of-the-year collapses from John Glenn and Sheridan, to name a few. And we'll go through some of the other local teams as we move along on this cast. Here we go, a fake, a deep pass, middle of the field, double coverage, caught! Here comes Canton South again, down the deep ball.
Well, those receivers for Canton South, they go up for that football, and they come down with it. Nice catch, 24, Braylon Terrell. Nice catch.
Terrell, a junior.
He'll be back.
Yeah, this team, again, loading up for the future, but playing in the present down and not quitting. That one goes to the Panther 24-yard line.
Well, Brody Beagle looks like he's going to be a quarterback to contend with the next 2 seasons for these guys.
So that goes for 36. Beagle fake, passing again, middle of the field, near the goal line, knocked down. Great defensive play by Ratliff.
Yes, it was. Number 1 for Canton South, Daniel Bonnell. He had that ball in his hands. It was stripped by Lane Ratliff. Great pass protection by the Wildcats. Beagle has not had anybody close to him the last 2 plays at all. And that was a problem in the first half.
So Wildcats making a push here in a hurry. Again, they scored a 91-yard touchdown minutes back. New Lexington came back and retaliated with a score of their own with Stevens and Hanson again.
I mean, I like what I see from this team. They're young, but there's no quit in them. I mean, you can tell they're well coached. There's a quarterback keep all the way.
Oh, Beagle, if he can break containment there, he does. He can't get through that other tackler on the far side, and he's close to a first down on the run. Ryder on the tackle continues to impress defensively, although he'd rather not be tackling the quarterback 10 yards downfield.
Well, they're going to mark him, it looks like less than a yard short of the first down. That was one of the points Coach Board made in the pregame, when you had to defend the pass against Brody Beagle, and you also had to defend him running the football.
So it will be 3rd down and 1, 9 yards on that pickup. And it's back to Culver, bouncing it out the right, trying to stretch it short side of the field. He's easily got that first down. In fact, he's going to have a 1st and goal for his Wildcat team.
Nice cut that time by Culver. I mean, that play was pretty well plugged at the line of scrimmage. He just bounced it to the outside. Great vision.
Culver, a junior, coming off the ACL tear about a year ago when it happened. It happened around mid-October. He's back out there showing what he can do here this year. Trying to recover from it, trying to help his team here late in this one, late in the 3rd. Quick pass, end zone try, and it's
touchdown.
And it's a trifecta on the other side for Conley with the reception.
Well, that was the fastball with mustard on it, because it zipped right past the Panther defender. I mean, I think he thought he was going to pick that off, and he couldn't hardly believe it that the receiver came up with it.
So Brody,
nice drive.
Yeah, Brody Beagle, 3 TD passes all to Conley. And Torres Conley, that one going from 10 yards out.
I'll tell you, Hank, when you're down as deeply as these guys are down, the Wildcats are down, and now they've cut the lead. That's good, 40-21. A common event in postseason football is when a team gets behind like this late in the game, they pretty well give up. I mean, they know that the season's over. There's no practice on Monday. They don't have to run sprints for their mistakes.
Maybe a positive if there is any.
Yeah. And teams tend to put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And not the case with the Canton South Wildcats. They came right back down the field on a nice touchdown drive and big plays. Quarterback was outstanding on that series. I don't think there's any give up in this team across the field.
When you think about it, you're right. Coach Dennison, that's what he's known. That's how he's taught. That's how
right.
He preaches. That's who he is. He's successful. Again, 153 wins, 40 losses at New Philly in 18 years, 34 wins, 15 losses so far in 3+ years. This is year 4 for him here at Canton South. So 187 wins. I mean, that win percentage, I'm not doing quick math, but I'll try. I mean, that's going to be somewhere between 75 and 80%.
Well, I would have had that many wins in my coaching career if I coached for like 250 years.
Here they go with an onside kick.
I don't think it went 10 yards.
You don't have to announce it at this level, but you're right. It's got to go 10. Panthers will get the ball at the Canton South 48-yard line, so that attempt on the onside did fail for Coach Dennison. We just talked about his success. His team tried to get one back quickly here. There's still a lot of time. 5:18 left to go in the third. New Lexington better continue to score.
Third quarter's taking forever.
See if they come out with guns a-blazing like they continually do all year long. They've already eclipsed their average at 40 points, and they came in averaging a shade over 39.
Well, at halftime it looked like we were going to be going home early.
Yeah.
But not the case. Wildcats come back and played well here in the second half.
Each team
whoa, look out.
Stevens
Look out.
picks it up at the 38. He's going to throw on his back heels, and he got Hanson. Hanson shrugs off a tackle. He's still on his feet. 35-30, 25-20. Say goodbye, trifecta. Bentley Hanson, his third touchdown tonight.
Just like you draw it up, Hank.
Whoa. Take another look at the draw-up play. Not. Hanson does it right there, shaking off the tackler. And then it's pure speed from that point forward.
You know, I don't know what his pattern was on the play call, but what he did was come back to the football. His quarterback was in trouble. He came back to him, found an open spot on the carpet out there, and Isaiah found him somehow. And what a touchdown! I mean, you're Coach Dennison on the far sideline, and you're looking around for snakes because you were just bitten.
That one goes for 48 yards. On that connection, 27 yards earlier in the quarter, and 24 yards they connected back in the first for their 3 touchdown passes together.
Coach Boer's going back to his 2-point game.
2-point try. Owen O'Brien took a lick, but he got it.
Yes, he did. The Timex catch.
Woo! 48-21. Takes a lick and keeps on ticking. I got your drift. As the Panthers get that score as they continue to light up this scoreboard.
Wow, what a game. I mean, I really didn't think we were going to see over 60 points scored in this game.
48-21, 69 total points. I've run out of scoring sheet space here right now in this third quarter on my end in my book. I'm going to have to arrow over to the other page here. Each team getting the job done offensively, to say the least, in this third quarter. Remember, it was 28-7 at half. It's 2014 New Lexington in a high-scoring third quarter affair.
Well, I can see Coach Boer now in the offseason going to the coaches' clinics, all over the state, drawing that play up. Okay, you snap it through the quarterback's legs. You let it go behind the line of scrimmage, 20, 15, 20 yards. Then you throw it to some guy down the field, number 10, and it's a touchdown.
No biggie.
Nothing to it.
Like you said, how Coach Boer really drew it up, right? So, you had touchdown in bunches for the skill position players. Stevens 3 times to Hanson. Hey, Carson Kellogg has run in 4 touchdowns of his own, leading the way here tonight as the leading scorer of all scorers. And he had 3 receiving touchdowns on the other end from Conley for Canton South for their 3 TDs and their 21 points. And they'll lay this one down, squib it from the 40 downfield, scooped immediately at the 18 of the Wildcats as the run back returner to the 34, 16-yard run for Daniel Bonnell. And that's where Canton South will come out and bring their high-octane now offense here in this third quarter as well out onto the field.
Another nice tackle by Tanner Toth, special teams.
And this Canton South team averaged just under 19 points a game. They also have already outdone their scoring average for the year with the 21 on the board. And if there's anything Achilles' heel besides what's going on with the New Lexington kicking game, especially after touchdowns, they might want to play and tighten up the pass defense going into next week's playoff game. Here's a run by Culver. About a handful, just shy of the 40 at the 39.
Well, I remember that one pass was down the middle. The receiver was wide open, probably a blown coverage somewhere in the secondary. But all the other big passes have been contested catches. I mean, it hasn't been like there wasn't a Panther in the area. I mean, he's gone up for the football, and the guy in the white shirt's the one that came down with it. So they've had coverage, but some of those executions by the Wildcats have just come down with the football.
Just been better, yeah.
Yes.
Here we go. Culver again gets the carry right side of the line, short run. He got tripped up after 2, crossing the 40 to the 41. Third down short now looms. And so the Panther defense, can they get off the field and get a stop here?
Well, after watching the punting game for the Wildcats, I think I'd go for it. Unless they have a big loss here on a quarterback sack or something like that. I mean,
What
why not?
What do you got to lose,
That's
right?
right.
You're down 4 scores. Canton South under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Fake. And looking.
Oh.
Nowhere to go. That's going to go in the books as a sack. Another one for this
Yes,
New
is.
Lexington defense. Gang tackled at the end.
I think that's Tanner Toth again.
It was Toth who had him initially and should
Yes.
get credit for a full one, and then he had help from his mates at the end. And now it's 4th down. You just said sack. Barring a sack, you would go for it, and, well, here comes the punt unit.
Yep. I saw Tanner Toth kind of holding that left wrist. I hope he's okay.
Loss goes back to the 36.
Well, this has been an adventure for the Wildcats.
That'll mean a 4th and 8 situation.
It's the best snap of the night.
Some pressure applied.
Oh.
Punter got bumped down.
Yeah, and we're going.
Here comes the hanky a little bit late.
Yeah, the ref had to think about that when he goes, yeah, we're throwing it.
This ball's going to be touched down way downfield to New Lexington 24, but it's going to go all for naught. Because Canton South obviously got ran into. Question is there a difference between running and roughing penalty yardage here at this level? It looked more like a run. Running into the kicker is become an automatic 1st down, or just a 5-yard infraction is still 4th down?
Well, I think the other thing they're going to look at is the guy that did the running in was really big.
He was,
and the punter's not. So they're going to rule in favor of the little guy in this case, and there go the chains.
Blake Walters. Well, check that, not Blake Walters.
Well, what's going on here?
Let's see.
I think it's going to be Panther football.
Eli Stevens.
I think they either waved it off. They must have waved that penalty off. I think that one referee talked the other guy out of it, because it's going to be Panther football at the 20-yard line.
So it was Eli Stevens, 75.
Yes.
Big guy. That's who you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, brother of Isaiah.
He appealed his case. I saw him look. Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, it worked.
Hey, come on.
It definitely worked, but it was one of those, well, okay, he weighs and is this, and he weighs and is this.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
then
something's got to give.
The referee
punter had to give.
He looked and thought about it, and then threw that flag, really late.
Talk it over, picked it up. Good news for New Lexington.
I think Eli was arguing that the statute of limitations had run out on that call, I mean, come on. It's been 5 seconds, man.
Whatever works at this point. Here we go. 2:58 left to go in our 3rd quarter late. As Hansen goes in motion from right to left, Panthers up by 27 or 4 scores, and they go back to the ground game with Kellogg. Kellogg fighting forward for more yards, and he gets to about the 28-yard line for 8 tough yards.
We got a fumble? Yes.
Yes, we do. Well, the Wildcats have just pounced on it as Kellogg couldn't hang on going down to the turf. See if we can see it here as we get you another look at that replay. Kellogg fighting for yards, and they ripped it up above where he was down on his keister. So, hey, no quitting that Wildcat team. They'll get it back.
I'll tell you what. I mean, that's people might be wondering why is your first team still out there? It's still 3rd quarter. I mean, it's a 3rd quarter. You're going to pull your guys out. And there's a turnover here. I mean, they can cut this lead down.
Offense has been flowing in this 3rd quarter with a couple scores. Looking to pass off of a fake. Middle of the field. Wide open receiver. Threw it behind his target, though.
He did.
At the 20.
Birdie had number 1, Daniel Bonnell, wide open.
Those are plays you like to have back, but, it stops the clock if you're Canton South, so it could be worse. And
excellent protection again. Excellent protection. The Panthers are not getting close to the quarterback. Let's see if they're going to rush 3, or I'll pay attention this time to see how many guys rush. It looks like the linebackers are bluffing a blitz.
4 receivers, 3 to the left. Oh, it's a quick little handoff to Culver, but Culver didn't get much because New Lexington didn't bite. 2 yards.
3rd down and 8. 48-21, 2:33 left in the 3rd quarter.
4 down territory, obviously.
No doubt.
Canton South, though, thinking conversion here on 3rd down.
This might be a good time to run your quarterback. They've used that little quarterback draw in this situation a couple of times very effectively.
Same situation with how they come out of the huddle. 4 receivers, 3 to the left. Fake, Culver, back to pass. As he tries to throw it, it's gobbled up by a lineman. We'll have to see how they rule that one. Regardless, 4th down is coming for the Wildcats.
That's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they will wipe that one off. It did appear arm going in motion right there as he was hit.
54 on the hit. Nice pass rush. I mean, that was a crushing hit.
I have Johnny Robinson.
Yeah, Johnny Robinson.
Yep.
I wish the Superintendent Casey Coffey would pay the electric bill so we could turn the lights on up here.
That sounds like a broken record on it every time I come down here. Well, nothing like stressing the old eyeballs out at our age. Here we go. 4th and 8, the 26. They got to get it. Canton South.
Oh, nice catch.
Incomplete. Knocked away by Bentley.
It was stripped out. The catch was there. Bentley did not give up on that. And Bentley Hansen stripped that ball out. See this on the replay. This is a big-time defensive play. Oh, yeah. That ball's right on the money, right in there. And Hansen just didn't quit on it.
Would have been enough for the first down, and yes, he had it in his hands, did Conley, but Hansen, without him being there, you know, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be getting the ball back. Hansen did the job at the last second to knock it free.
I think the
Panther defense holds.
I think the receiver's still on the ground.
And so they will tend to Conley at about the 14-yard line and try to help him up. Will the coaching staff?
Coach Dennison just went out there and said, get up. Get up. Let's go.
And the Panthers will get the ball with $1:56 left to go here in the third. Still up 48-21.
No blood, no bone sticking out. Hop up. Let's go.
This gives us a chance to slide into the sponsors here for tonight's game. Tonight's game presented by, Wichert Insurance Solutions from trusted partners. Your replays tonight by Seals, Flowers, and Gifts, locally owned and operated since 1998. Master Floors and Designers. Scoreboard, Paradise Froyo for any of your sweet tooth needs in the 21st century program. New Lexington High School. Call the high school today to enroll. South 60 Films, obviously your official streaming partner of the New Lexington Athletics. And we have been witnessing quite a game tonight, quite a season here at the Rock for the Panthers. For the most part.
It is. I mean, it's visions of seasons past, no doubt about that.
Talk about that in a moment as we have a pass over to the side to Schwinneman. He moves forward 35, 40, 45, and he's out of bounds there. Could be a late throw down. Let's see if they throw the flag. I don't see one. But regardless, a first down for New Lexington. Schwinneman's okay as they near midfield. You know, visions of the past, you mentioned that. Bill Nutt, former coach of New Lexington.
That's right.
Hey, there's some relation here, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
You had this tidbit tonight.
Bill played for Coach Dennison's father at the University of Akron, and even had one of Coach Dennison's brothers when he was a young teacher. And so, yeah, they know each other. Coach Nutt went across the field, and I told him, I said, hey, the coach here says he knows you. He said, well, who is he? I said, his name's Matt Dennison. Says you played for his daddy at Akron. He goes, I know him. I said, I've already established that, Bill. He told me that.
It's a small world.
So, yeah, he went over. They met before the game and has had a great conversation. And
wow.
Yeah, it's nice that, a guy like Coach Nutt can still have a little memory left, know, he and I, you put our two ages together and we're up there.
To say the least, and visions of past. New Lexington has visions of the past. I remember the past. Bill Nutt coached team back in 08. Terry Kelly was my sidekick then. You might remember Terry.
Yes.
Yeah, he was my sidekick for the Final Four state semifinal run when we went up to Canton there. And for the Panthers, season concluded that season, but not before, again, they got to the Final Four and made it all the way up to Canton there to play in the Final Four game, state semifinals in 2008. Terry and I had a chance to witness a great team there. We hope to witness it here this year. Stevens back to action, and he'll throw it downfield, incomplete, long of his receiver.
Great coverage that time by Malachi Zachary. He was in the absolute best position in the world to be in coverage on that play. But even the name of the stadium, Rockwell Stadium. You look down, there's a picture of the former head coach Jim Rockwell and the league titles year after year after year after year. And I know some of those guys that played on those teams.
I wasn't even thought of them, by the way.
And they,
I remember, though.
They take great pride. I mean, they take great pride in that history.
Here's a run on 2nd and 10 for New Lex as they try to crest midfield, and they do at about the 49 of the Wildcats as we run down the final 90 seconds of this third quarter. As you see, Kellogg continues a busy night toting the rock. Speaking of rocks. Short game there this time, though, but good enough for about a handful in the end. Third down, short 5. Flip to Keller to the right. What a spin move as he puts it on spin cycle for a first down near the 40.
Well, number 15 for Canton South, Landon Karavic, their leading tackler. He was right there. He came from his inside linebacker spot, and you see he tried to make an arm tackle, and Kellogg put a move on him, and you can't bring down a quality back with your fingers.
And so first down run by Kellogg goes for 9 there on 3rd and a Short 5. It's a fake to Kellogg. Downfield, slipping the coverage. Ratliff, the sophomore, was there. And he got overshot by Stevens, or New Lexington had more points and 50-plus up.
A tremendously well-designed offensive play. You just run the quick pitch for big yards. So you fake that quick pitch. The quarterback throws his arms out there, and the running back puts his hand up. And in the meantime, you got a guy running down the sideline, and he's wide open, and Isaiah just missed him.
Just missed him is right. 2nd and 10. Panthers now want to use as much of the play clock here to dial up the next play, hopefully successfully, with Kellogg in the backfield. 3 receivers, tight end motion left. Handoff Kellogg. Finds a little alley crease, but didn't get much. Only a yard to the 39 where the Wildcats greet him. That will force a 3rd and long for New Lexington's offense.
You know, Wildcats use a 4-4 defensive system. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, 3 defensive backs. Those outside linebackers, you know, they can walk up on the line. They can stay back in the flat. The great thing about the 4-4 defense, the guys use that is it's an even front defense. You have the same number of guys on one side as you do the other, and you got a middle safety. And that's the defense they've stayed in most of the night. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers.
Well, on the backfield, you got Paul Stenson in relief of Kellogg for a moment here. Fake pitch to him. Quick hitter across the middle on a slant. And it's Hanson doing the rest for a first down, and he could go all the way. He got 1 man to beat. He got it. 10-5 touchdown. Bentley Hanson. Hey, I can do what you can do, Carson. I got 4 touchdowns tonight.
I mean, I've never seen 4 rushing touchdowns and 4 touchdown receptions by 2 guys in one game in my entire life. What an effort that time by Hanson. That's a fake quick pitch. They ran before, except this time instead of going deep, they run that little flanker screen across the middle or flanker drag or whatever you want to call it. And he starts on one side of the field, catches on the other, and just walks into the end zone.
So that one goes for 39 yards.
Here comes the kick.
See if New Lexington can get a point after try
I think
on
it did.
the board.
Yes.
They do.
The fans go crazy.
To the chagrin
Yes.
of the New Lexington faithful, as you just say. As the Panthers now tack on point 55 with that one. 55-21 in this first-round playoff game. Been a doozy for your Panthers as we end the 3rd quarter like that with a bang. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. 12 minutes left in this one tonight. Jim Rockwell's rocking. Panthers rolling to victory. Back here on South 60 Films, I'm Hank Alpha and Doug Clifford. We just have 12 minutes left to go. More fireworks in that 3rd quarter. 39-yard touchdown pass from Stevens to Hanson. Hanson did the majority of the work again, running downfield, eluding tacklers and shaking them off as the Panthers go up by more than 30, which means running clock time up 34 as the kickoff return here goes out past the 35 to the 37 for the Wildcats. Your summation of a 27.4 touchdown 3rd quarter, 14 for Canton South, but it's been New Lex each and every frame.
Oh, I know. I mean, it just seems like if I was scouting the New Lexington team, I would go back and tell my players and the rest of the coaching staff, no lead is safe. I mean, these guys can score from anywhere. They score on fumble plays. They score, they block punts. They recover fumbles, they intercept passes, they throw deep, they throw shallow. They have a great running back. Oh, by the way, their quarterback runs like a deer too.
Yeah, what don't they do? Here is New Lexington's defense getting it done, holding the Wildcats on first down for a loss.
Tackle for a loss that time, and I think that's Harrison Ratliff on that play.
So this is the New Lexington team obviously streaking, having a potential historic run. Obviously, you mentioned the 2008 team went to the state semis 16 years back, looking to at least repeat that performance, but it's baby steps. It's 1 week at a time.
Yes, it is.
And this right now is your first playoff game, and you got to look ahead to your next opponent, whoever that may be.
Well, that's the difference in the postseason, Hank, is you don't know who you're going to play. So there's no reason to look ahead. You might do that in the regular season, like if you have Sheridan on your schedule and you got somebody who has no wins in the conference or something like that. But in the postseason, there's no reason to look ahead because you don't know where to look. Well, that's Culver, the guy that's getting up slowly. I sure hope it's not a knee injury. It doesn't look like it.
Canton South starting running back, being helped off the field, but he is walking with assistance as we come back to action.
If I was going to be a head coach and substitute, I think the guys I would be substituting would be on the Wildcat side of the field. I would not expose Culver to another tackle.
Their future
season's
is bright.
over. Their season's over. We're on a running clock, or they're ahead by 34 points. New Lexington is so.
Yeah, well put.
Nice catch.
And their future is bright with a lot of youngsters. And here's that nice catch out past the 45 to the 46-yard line for a first down, or actually close. Going to be short about a yard.
Daniel Bonnell made that catch and come up limping a little bit.
And so Canton South will have a 3rd down and 1 instead of a first down after that reception. Already 2 minutes nearly gone by with this continuous clock running of a 34-point New Lexington lead. You see at the bottom of the screen.
Well, Bertie Beagle went off and got the play. I haven't watched it closely, but he went to the sideline to get the next play.
Here's a first down run on 3rd and 1, and that was a lightning shoot play there for Canton South to get New Lex territory.
Well, that was a direct run play, no doubt about it.
So they'll move the chains. They try to move quickly on offense.
Well, he's going to the sideline to get the play. I mean, that's a system that is definitely old school. Bring your quarterback to the sideline and give him the play. I've really not seen that much.
So running that last one was Chase McCoy, or 18 for Canton South. They spread it 4 wide to each direction. 1st and 10 at the New Lex 46. Quick pass, caught. Conley working left sideline, and he's a good receiver. 3 receiving touchdowns obviously tonight, and there he picks up a first down. Or does he? Again, about a yard short. So They say he stepped out of bounds on the far side over there prior to getting that first down over there.
So, Hank, do you think 16 or you think 18's at quarterback? I thought it was 16. Take a look.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, 16 still remains in, so they're gonna keep playing it out with your starters. And it's gonna be a run, and it's gonna be a good run. Got off to a quick start, ended with a thud after about 5. But that will pick up a first down though for his Wildcats. And that's, Beagle still getting the job done. Brody Beagle, 8:20 and counting left in this one. 55-21 New Lex. Just trying to keep Canton South out of the end zone for what it's worth.
Tanner Toth on that tackle. Coming in from his linebacker spot to make that play.
So the Panthers well on their way to a playoff win, which would be the first under Coach Kevin Borden. Came up empty the last 2 years, but they do not come up empty here. How about taking the QB back for a big loss? This is about a handful. 5-yard loss on the throwdown. Great penetration, Doug, by the defense.
Nicholas Finley, some weeks he's number 28, some weeks he's number 53. This week he's 28. Made that tackle for a loss.
Makes it a long second down here for Canton South. Call it 2nd and 16 at the New Lex 38-yard line. Panthers show blitz, back off with the backers. Pump fake left side, wide open if he got him. Yes, he does. Touchdown, Canton South. Made that look easy. That's the 4th touchdown pass thrown tonight from Beagle.
Well, that has to be a blown coverage because nobody close. Oh, there's the corner came up on the shallow man, and it's all she wrote for the touchdown. Blown coverage that time by the Panthers.
Makes it a 55-27 game. 38 yards connecting with Daniel Bunnell. His first receiving score tonight.
These guys just don't quit. They just don't quit.
And they will try for an extra point attempt. 3 for 3 on PATs tonight is their kicker. Deep enough and inside that upright. 4 for 4 on extra points tonight, making it 55-28. Kick again good by Landon White, the junior. 7:19 to go. The clock stops due to the score. So again, if you want to nitpick, New Lexington's defense giving up some big plays, especially in the passing game.
Well, you know, you mentioned that earlier, and I kind of defended them, but not that time. That was not good on the secondary's part. I mean, there wasn't even a defender in the area.
Well, so these teams trading jabs in the second half. New Lexington got out to that 21-point lead at the half. Right now up 27. You know, you look back at the year, started to talk about this earlier in the quarter. You know, Sheridan finished at 6-4. They lose last week. It was trying to be a playoff game at home, you could say, against New Lexington. They had to win to get in. They were the 17 seed, top 16 make it, just on the outside. They can thank their rival here that we're seeing tonight, New Lexington, from knocking them out of the postseason opportunity. You had John Glenn slide down the stretch, finished 5-5. They had a good start. They reeled. Other teams like your Crooksville Ceramics, Meadowbrook Colts, they all finished like 4-6. They reeled and fell down the stretch, didn't make it in. Maysville 4-6, finished with 2 wins as this kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. Talk about Maysville for a minute. 4-6 to win their last 2 games. Tough year down in Southtown. Coach Craig Clark, though, he's been going through his own adversity over the past year with colon cancer.
You know, what an effort by Coach Clark to stay with that team and the team to stay with him. Finish like they did. Hats off to those guys. Coach Clark is he's a quality guy all the way. Always has been wherever he's coached. And, you know, we definitely send our best wishes to him and hope that his recovery stays on the proper course.
Yeah, you betcha. Good luck, Coach Clark. And way to be Maysville to end the year strong despite not making the postseason again for a second straight year, finishing 4-6 as we have New Lexington coming out 1st and 10 at their own 20 after the touchback. 7:19 left to go. No running clock now, obviously, after the score. It's under 30 points at a 27-point margin. This run play will go to the left side for a short gain, short of the 25, as a new ball carrier here late. As New Lexington playing a little bit safe maybe here with Carson Kellogg. You do see a lot of starters still. You still see Bentley Hansen. You still see Schwindeman. You know, Stevens is out there directing. Owen O'Brien's flanked wide right here on second down. But spelling Kellogg here with 4 rushing touchdowns and a big lead. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain, taking a lot of time off the clock, as they should. It's a pitch left side again. Same ball carrier. This may be a first down. He may have stayed in bounds past the 30 near the 31. That number is number 20 for New Lexington there, Doug, as we get the name out there.
Colton Mathias.
I wanted you to say that. Nice job. And Mathias ran very hard these last 2 plays.
Yes, he has.
That's my grandson.
Oh.
Holy cow, we've just been informed.
Another news flash.
That this Colton Mathias comes from a long line of tremendous athletes.
Oh. So generous, Doug, aren't you?
Yes.
So true? We hear no. I don't know. I'll stay out of this one. It's a pitch to Mathias. He'll run forward for a couple. Got whacked by a few defenders of the Wildcats, but not before, again, he got to about the 34. So tough running late here in the game, under 6 to go.
3 carries in a row for Colton Mathias, grandson of Ray Hayden.
There it is. Make it official.
Yes. One of the finest men in New Lexington, no, without a doubt.
We definitely concur.
I should be getting at least a discount the next time I run over a deer. I mean, maybe his son will give me a little discount down there at the Ray's Body Shop now. I don't know. Who knows?
How about some deer meat, at least out of
well,
that?
You know, I didn't begrudge Ray charged me whatever he charged me when we'd run over a deer until I found out he was raising them on his property and turning them loose.
Another run again. Look at the burst. Oh, it all runs in the family up to the 40, just shy of a first down on the second down carry. So it'll be a 3rd down and maybe a couple here for the Panthers needed.
Colton Mathias is earning his pay tonight, coming in, spelling Carson Kellogg. What a game Kellogg has had.
Oh, another 4-touchdown night for him, as they'll keep him out. And, taking more time off the clock, under 5 left to go. As we'll try to see if we can get you some late scores around the area of the other playoff teams with West End, Tri-Valley, and Philo all in action here tonight on this Friday night. Man in motion, stopping there. Stevens gets it, hands it back off Matthias, and look at that. Going to be close to a first down.
Oh,
Bullies forward. He might have got it by a half yard near the 43.
I think they're going to give it to him. Yes.
Got a good mark, but he did get there to appear with the progress. You see the look once more. Panthers trying to run out this clock with 4:15 and counting left to go, of a 27-point lead.
Colton Matthias is a freshman. Pretty good job by a young man. Gave some good carries in a postseason game.
Definitely got a good future for what I'm seeing right now here late in the fourth quarter, these last 4 runs. See if he gets it again. Schwinneman in motion to the left. He does. It's a pitch. Cuts it up and thrown down 3 yards, 40 at the 46. May have been only 3, but again, it looked very good from the get-go as he knew what to do with it once he got the pitch.
Colton might be looking at the sideline thinking, Coach, there's some other guys on the squad here that might need a couple carries.
Another newcomer in at wideout now for New Lexington. Did you expect a little bit more from Coach Board here down the stretch, playing out the final few minutes in the string of things? Carter Hahn, if I can definitely read that right, another freshman on our roster listed in. He'll be out wide left. Nearing 3 minutes left to go. Back to the run game, and how about that? Past midfield, going to be close to another first down on the ground.
Well, Isaiah Stevens is still in the game, starting quarterback, but you notice Coach Board is not putting him in harm's way. Basically, he is a handoff machine at this point, and I think the handoffs for him have come to an end. Great game for Isaiah Stevens, controlling this offense. Man, what a quarterback.
Did get word that Dover 33-0 shut out Granville and the Aces. Dover awaits Tri-Valley, as Tri-Valley was pounding Carrollton tonight. So look ahead at Dover Tri-Valley next week. As we come near the 2-minute mark, 2:20 left to go. Here is number 20, scooting again on 3rd and short. Easily got the first down, another double-digit run for Matthias. As he continues to press here late, as the Panthers will be playing next week, Doug, obviously with the victory here tonight, an impressive one. Logan Elm or Philo. Last we knew, Logan Elm was up a couple touchdowns, so it appears that's who it will be, unless we get late word that Dirk Lincecum and the boys made a comeback.
Well, they're going to be playing at home, that's for sure. What an advantage they have in postseason to get to play 2 home games in a row.
So 1st and 10, 38-yard line, minute 40 left to go. And, boy, you want to talk about a workhorse freshman to be coming up. Once Carson has moved on, Matthias is up to the 30-yard line as he continues to just run the ball down the field, carry after carry after carry.
Well, I think the sign of a good running back is he wants the ball every time. That's what running backs, that's what we do. That's their frame of mind. So I'm not out here to block anybody. Hand the football to me and let me run. I think that's Lane Ratliff at quarterback.
And so we are under 1 minute left to go. As Ratliff is, in there at QB. He'll come up under center, and it's going to be kneel down time.
Yep.
Victory formation for these Panthers.
Good call.
So this one's going to go down in the books as a New Lexington 55-28 win when the clock strikes 0 here in the next 40 seconds, Doug, as the Panthers are going to make it 6 wins in a row and push to a 10-1 overall record and play for another day and another week here in November, hoping for a long postseason run. Congratulations and kudos to head coach Kevin Borden picking up his first playoff victory as New Lexington Panther head coach. Came up short the last 2 years, not short so much tonight as Canton South will bow out with a 4-7 season.
Well, you know, they're a veteran team. Coach Board has a great staff. He does a great job week in and week out. The Canton South team is a young squad. They'll be a factor next season, I'm sure, in postseason play. They have a great head coach and Matt Dennison. So 2 quality coaching staffs, one team a little more veteran than the other. And that's the difference in the game tonight. And I just think the Panthers' speed out there in so many different positions just dominated this game.
We'll see if we can get some highlights of the game here tonight. That became a New Lexington 55-28 romp over the visiting Canton South Wildcats. And about all cats, the Panthers were more stronger here tonight. So Doug and I will step aside for a quick TO. Stay tuned, though, here on South 60 Films. We'll give you those highlights from tonight's game. Panthers win. Panthers win. New Lexington will move on and play next week in the playoffs. Back with the finale of things here tonight at The Rock. Back here on South 60 Films, post-game style for you. New Lexington wins it. It's a final, not in the fourth. It's a final score. New Lexington 55, Canton South 28. As they come away victors here tonight. Again, Coach Board gets his first playoff victory with Doug Clifford and Hank Goffman here one final time at the Rock at Jim Rockwell Stadium tonight. They'll play again at home next week with this victory as the Panthers looked impressive from start to finish. You know, offensively they couldn't be stopped. We're going to roll into some highlights here in just a moment. Doug, you had 4 touchdowns on the ground from Carson Kellogg, 4 receiving touchdowns from Bentley Hansen.
And some of those touchdown receptions, that was all Hansen.
Yeah,
I mean, he made touchdowns out of broken plays or a short reception. What an athlete! What a receiver to have on your offense.
We'll roll into these highlights. These are second-half highlights. There was an interception thrown. Hey, there was a highlight from Canton South. Yes, they did get 4 touchdowns, a lot of it through the air, 91 yards right there to that fellow who had 3 receiving touchdowns, as that was Conley getting that reception from Beagle, who threw 4 touchdowns in a losing effort. But here's the 4 TDs tosses tonight here from Stevens. That's one of them to Hansen right there.
I tell you what, Isaiah Stevens had such a great touch on that ball. I mean, he just puts that ball where it needs to be. Look at this play.
This was unbelievable, wasn't it? Stevens picks up just as you draw him up, like we said during the game live. And then Hansen catches that one, shakes off a tackle, and goodbye to the house, like he does and has done all year long.
He had to throw it 25 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And then Carson Kellogg, he got on the act 4 times tonight. A lot of the damage was in that first half from Kellogg, as he had 3 of his 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. There's another Hansen touchdown, and the moves that Bentley does.
I tell you what, you couldn't catch him with a net.
Well, there was a leaky play defensively late in the game. That was the last score of the game, a 4th touchdown pass thrown from Beagle right there. And that made it 55-28 as Daniel Bunnell caught that touchdown for the losing Wildcats of Canton South, who fall to 4-7. Their season's over. New Lexington now 10-1, winners of 6 straight. They're going to be playing Logan Elm next week, a team from Circleville that was routing Philo here tonight. When we look at the scoreboard here as well, with the recap of things, it was, I think, last check, 41-6.
Right.
Philo was losing. I'm not sure that was a final. It was late 4th. Regardless, they're done. Unfortunately, the electric season will come to a close. They'll finish 5-6. Tri-Valley won big, 43-12 in Division III. They're going to be playing a Dover team next week that took care of Granville easily tonight. West Muskingum was up 34-18 over there on the hill at Whirlwind, taking care of business the second half over Athens-Centric. More on those teams and thoughts here in a moment. Your thoughts again on tonight's New Lexington big victory.
Well, this New Lexington team can score from any place on the field. No lead against them is safe. Most teams can't even get ahead of them. They have so many skilled players at so many positions, quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Their defense has tremendous speed as well. Their linebackers, Harrison Ratliff and Tanner Toth, I mean, they cover a lot of ground. Stinson, number 30, defensive end, is a factor. Eli Stevens is the nose man in that 3-man defensive line. I mean, they have about whatever they need. I mean, they have about whatever they need. They have the trick plays if they want to pull something out of the hat. And if they just want to run the ball down your throat, they can do that too. They outmaneuver you with formations. All of a sudden, you think you're in the right spot, and you look up, and they have 5 guys at the point of attack to block, and then they give the ball to a guy like Kellogg, and it's over.
Yeah.
So it's a very masterful offense with some outstanding players.
Another big night for Kellogg, over 100 yards in the books, 4 touchdowns on the ground from 19, 14, 5, and 1 yards out. 4 touchdown passes thrown by Isaiah Stevens. He's thrown for 31 touchdown passes on the year, and all 4 went to his favorite target, Bentley Hansen. Hansen's got like 15 receiving touchdowns now on the season, and those yards covered 48, 39, 27, and 24 between the two.
How many of them did he catch in the end zone? I know he caught 1 in the end zone.
Yes.
But the rest of them
was Hansen go 5 yards across the middle and do the rest, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, he's hard to stop. I mean,
electric. Yep.
Especially if you get him on a pass play where he cuts across the grain and the pursuit is destroyed with that kind of a move. And he has such a knack for that. He just doesn't cut across the green and get plowed by somebody. He cuts across the green where there's nobody at and keeps going.
So it was a big win for New Lexington tonight. I mentioned a few other scores there with Tri-Valley winning big. West End looks like they're going to win big and finish that one off. So you're going to have 3 area teams moving on. Philo is going to bow out losing big. Your thoughts tonight on the other area games?
Well, will West End be on the road?
West End could be on the road, probably be on the road, taking on number 2, Proctorville Fairland.
Really?
Yep.
They got to play the 2 seed?
Yeah, they're the 7-10 matchup. West is 7. It's the 2-15 winner. And you know who's number 2? Hey, West M beat that team in an exciting game a couple years ago by a digit. That game went to overtime. That would be on the road. That's more likely the scenario. West M's going to go travel down south.
Yep.
Your old neck of the woods.
No doubt about it. Down there on the Ohio River.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in here on this Friday night. For Doug Clifford, I'm Hank Kaufman, and everybody else who makes it happen here on South 60 Films. We appreciate it. New Lexington, a big winner, 55-28. They get the playoff win, and we'll play next Friday, and we'll have it for you on South 60.